Hey, y'all. We in the building, y'all. We got a new setup, but we live, y'all. Nevertheless, girl, we is in here in these streets, y'all. We is live. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my setup going over here. Let me get this daily astrology pulled up, y'all. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. Wherever you at, wherever you tuning in. All right. I hope you are having an amazing morning, y'all. We're gonna get into the energy, y'all. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to work my back in. All right, at some point. But for now, we just gonna see. All right. What we got going on, y'all. All right. I hope y'all are having a beautiful morning, y'all. Let's see. We're going to get into some astrology. Let me know where we checking in from, y'all. Where we checking in from. Oh, I got to go find my I think I ordered some more Palo Santo, y'all. I had ran out, y'all, of Palo Santo. I'm like, okay, I need to order me some more. I get mine off of here we go. I get mine in from Amazon. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day, y'all. I hope wherever you checking in from, all right, wherever you checking in from, it's a beautiful day. It's Monday, y'all, the start of a new week. I hope it's intentional, all right? I hope you are intentional about how you showing up for yourself, y'all. Y'all know how we show up for everybody else, right? We can be so intentional, y'all, about how we show up for other people. But we got to be sure, y'all, that we are intentional, right, about how we show up for ourselves, all right? So somebody, what are your intentions today for yourself, though? That's what I'm hearing. Like, what are your intentions for yourself, all right? So let's get into the energy, y'all. I hope y'all are having an amazing, all right, amazing day. Let me turn this on. All right, I think we're doing good. I love it, y'all. I'm learning how to look. I'm learning some stuff, y'all. I'm learning how to look at the back end control room and all that good stuff, y'all. All right, it's a beautiful day, y'all. I hope you're having an amazing day. We just shooting the shit. We're gonna give everybody some time to join. All right, let's see, y'all. Let's see what we talking about. What we talking about, y'all? What we talking about? All right, y'all. Now, y'all know we got to do these lives a little bit different, right? Because I can't really channel a lot of music because of the copyright here on YouTube. But nevertheless, we're going to get morning guidance first, y'all. And then we're going to get into, the regular messages, whatever comes forward, just like I stream on TikTok. All right, so either way, we're going to be good. And we're going to ride, y'all, for about 2 hours, all right? So I'm going to look first at the daily astrology, all right? We're going to talk about that first because we know, y'all, that God left us two things for guidance. The moon and the sun, the heavens and the earth. Clean the camera. Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, let me get my little rag. I keep my little thing right here, y'all. And I actually got a new one coming. All right. Now I wonder which one y'all see me on, though, because I'm actually on two. Well, no, because I'm on the back end over here, so that can't be it. All right, beautiful. All right, y'all. Is that better, girl? Is that better, y'all? Now, y'all know it's not going to focus until I sit down, so it might just be out of focus because I'm standing up. All right, I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. I'm buttered up this morning. I'm always buttered up, child. It's called a glow. It's called peace, child. All right, let's talk about it, y'all. Somebody, yeah. The channel song, y'all, is Worthy of Love, Savannah Christina. All right, somebody, let's get into this morning astrology because I feel like this is going to be helpful, y'all, for everybody, for you to truly understand what's taking place at this time, y'all. See, the thing about it is when you understand who you are and you really understand what it is that you desire for yourself. All right, I want to turn that a little bit that way. All right. what you have to understand, y'all, is that you only attract what you feel like you are worthy, right, of attracting. And if you do not understand what you're worthy of attracting, then you will always feel what? Unworthy. So even when you look at astrology for the day, y'all, it's really these final stages of the karmic purge that many of us have been going through. What does that look like, y'all? Let me grab my coffee from down here, y'all. So the karmic purge that many of us have been experiencing, y'all, has a lot to do with generational woundings and things that we all needed to heal. But you do not understand what you need to heal until you live it, right? Like, this is meditation, this is affirmation, this is you really understanding what it is that you desire. All right, let's look at it, y'all. So today, even in astrology, y'all, the headline is the moon, right, is now moving into Sagittarius, which is opposing Gemini. Venus is in Gemini, y'all. Venus is going to be in Gemini for quite a while. So when you understand the energy, that is the energy of communication. The only thing that you really need to understand about astrology, y'all, is the fact that it governs certain things in this world, right? Gemini is a sign of communication. So when you understand the energy, right, is communication, then there is a lot, whether this is communication about a job. Like tomorrow, y'all, the 5-5 Tuesday is very significant to money, to wealth, right? To really now seeing, right, the things that you've been praying for, whatever it is that you've been manifesting. That is the energy, right? It's abundance, y'all. Somebody who listen to abundance meditations, like I'm seeing Londrell, right? Abundance meditation. And it's like all of these things that you have truly been desiring for yourself now is coming in, right? But it's out of the abundance of your heart, right? The thing is that whatever we pray for, y'all, is in the heart, but you got to understand you have to align yourself with what it is that you're praying for, y'all. So a lot of times people be like, okay, well, why I can't get, I'm praying, I'm manifesting, I'm praying, I'm manifesting, but why am I not getting it? Well, you still have to be aligned with that timeline, right? And that frequency, y'all. So let's talk about it, all right? So today, y'all, there is this energy of like a tug of war between what your heart craves, which is what? Freedom, right? Big experiences, and what your mind finds appealing, right? The mind is more about mental connections. So let's talk about a job, for example, right? In your job, you may be saying, okay, I love this job because it gives me the freedom, right? And flexibility, right? But I don't like it, right? It's boring, right? It's not passionate, right? It's not giving me anything, right? It could be a relationship, right? Where you're saying, okay, this relationship gives me a certain level of freedom, right, and stability, but it could be lacking the passion, right? So it's now you understanding the relationships in your life and really what it is that you desire, right? How does that look, or what does that look like for you, right? So now that's what this energy is about. So I'm gonna tell you, you might feel a bit of like this inner tension or insecurity, right? But it's also a recipe for strong, undeniable passion. All right, let's talk about it, y'all. So at 3:16 this morning, the moon was opposite Venus, talking daily astrology, y'all. All right, you might wake up feeling a bit restless, right? You may receive this heart touching message, right, from afar, right? You may get a text message, right? You may get something, just encouraging words from somebody, like something that you really, really needed to hear, right? So you got to be open for that, all right? Then it's really this heart information, romantic type of energy at 5:33 p.m., y'all. Moon trine Mars, all right? The energy is going to shift dramatically, all right? Because this is going to bring a surge, y'all, of willpower, right? Courage and self-love. It takes a lot of courage to love yourself, y'all, because the world tells you to love everybody else, right? The world says love everybody else, do for everybody else, child, and put yourself last. At the point that the chosen, y'all, begins to understand that you have to put yourself first, then guess who you begin to put second? Everybody else, right? So at the point you realize that you have to be able to put yourself first, then people will really oppose you, right? That's that opposition, right? So moon and Venus is a dramatic, right, shift of willpower and self-improvement. Why? Because you just want to be better, right? The only thing you as the chosen are guilty of is wanting to be better. wanting to live better, wanting to experience better. The only thing that we want is heaven now on earth. Ain't nobody got time to be talking about we finna die and go to heaven. That's stupid, right? So the only thing and the only difference of what people would consider new age, yeah, it's new age. It's new earth, y'all. Nobody wants to be talking about I'm just gonna live and suffer until I die and go to heaven. That's stupid. So when you realize that no, all you're doing is being intentional about how you love yourself, right? And loving yourself begins to attract in everything else that you desire, y'all. So people can say what they want. I'm all for the new earth reality. Why? Because I'm not trying to die to go to heaven, right? I am trying to be here, right? Living on this earth, right? So that we understand, right, what abundance truly looks like, right? Every day, right? Every day you get up, you choose. I could have put on black today, or I could put on yellow, right? That's a choice. That's a choice, y'all, of living in darkness, right? Or living in light. You get up every morning and you decide what energy, right? What energy you want to put on, right? So the energy is what you, right, want for yourself. Just because you wake up and it's a little cloudy outside, it's cloudy outside here, y'all, in Florida. It's cloudy. But does that mean I'm going to put on black and walk around every day depressed? No. That means you invoke the energy that you desire for yourself. And many people will let the world determine their outlook on life, y'all. That's simple. All right. So I'm gonna tell you, the energy is gonna shift dramatically this afternoon or evening about 5:33, because now people, you, the collective, desire, right, practical action. Practical action, right? You ready for that phone call about that job, right? You ready for the outcome of that court case, right? You ready to now move on in that marriage or that relationship because you were built different. Somebody, your name is Ivy. I'm seeing Ivy, right? Quincy, Q, all right? IQ, somebody, you could just have a very high IQ, because now I'm seeing IQ in the initials, right? Somebody you just built different, all right? Somebody, I'm seeing purple now, right? Royalty, right? Your favorite color could be purple. You could have one purple. Somebody, I'm seeing that haircut. Now I'm seeing a big chop, but somebody, you done cut it all off. Like I'm seeing a lady with a very low haircut, y'all. So whatever this is, it's like God is showing you that it's now time for you to move differently because you are built differently. You're not built like your mama, them, sister, them, brother, them, cousin, them. You're not, girl. You are built different. And when you realize that you are built different, all you are doing is demanding that people treat you the way that you are. Right? You demand a level of respect, y'all. So I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be feeling the energy, y'all, right? Because now it's about self-improvement, right? And the moon goes void, of course, right after this, y'all. So chill for the rest of the night, y'all. This evening, passions will run high, but so do tempers. All right. So watch conversations, y'all. Don't let people bait y'all. Don't let people bait you into the craziness, y'all. Y'all know people will try to bait you into conversations. If you get a text message after 7, 8 o'clock, don't respond. If you get somebody reaching out talking about, hey, how you doing? And you ain't got that number saved, don't respond, y'all. This is the karmic clearing. It's the collapse. This is what God told me this morning in my bath, y'all. God says it is the collapse of the karmic timelines now, right? The collapse, y'all. The karmic timelines are now dissolved, right? People who you have now cut out of your life, right? My mama baited me this morning. Oh no, Samantha. I should have came on earlier, girl. No, y'all, that is it. That is it. Because the karmic, right? The timelines are collapsing, y'all. And people that cannot go with you where God is taking you, they just can't go. So it may be some residual energy, y'all. Y'all know full moon energy amplifies, right? It ain't that the full moon is negative. It's just that people are crazy. So when you are going through a full moon, y'all, it only amplifies the negativity of people, right? So if you're a very positive person and you go into full moon energy, then what you get, y'all, is a lot of positivity, right? But if you are somebody who is negative, child, and y'all know they be like, people be crazy on the full moon. No, people already crazy. People are already crazy, y'all. So when the full moon comes around, y'all, it only amplifies the energy that people are already in. And let's be clear, y'all, people crazy as fuck. I forgot to oil up this morning, y'all. People crazy, right? So now what you got to understand, y'all, is not so much that the moon does anything. The moon does what the moon is supposed to do, y'all. The moon is energy, just like God is energy, right? Just like the sun. I tell people, if you want to feel better, go sit in the sun. Who can ever go sit in the sun and feel bad unless you just want to feel bad, y'all? Like literally, who can put on yellow? Who can even come on a live and see somebody on all of this yellow and be mad, other than the fact that they're nasty individuals, y'all? People are nasty individuals, y'all. It's sometimes you can't, it's nothing you can do, y'all. Yeah. And if you don't align, you just gotta decline. Somebody, yeah, God is saying decline that call. Somebody, I'm seeing a lady meditating on the beach. Somebody, you got braids. All right, I'm seeing somebody with long braids. Somebody you can have on pink and white, or you can have pink and white pajamas. Somebody, you've been doing a lot of meditation, is what I'm hearing God say. Your aura is a pink aura, which is that very soft aura. And because of that, you're going to have to understand how to decline, like decline certain offers or decline, right, certain things, because you are at, yeah, you need room to breathe, y'all. That's what I'm hearing. Like somebody, you need room to breathe. I'm literally hearing somebody just decline. Like soon as the phone ring, decline, right? If you can put your phone on D&D, put it on do not disturb, y'all. But somebody is more now about you meditating, all right, really calling back in all of the power. Yeah, I'm hearing comeback. Somebody, you're up now. I'm hearing the great comeback, all right? So somebody is like your soul is experiencing this comeback. Now I'm hearing rebranding, right? Like somebody, you're completely rebranding your energy, right? Rebranding, yeah. Dang, Rita, my moderators, I love y'all. I be channeling y'all answers. I love it. Rita, I'm like, what? I love it, y'all. But that is the energy, y'all. Y'all that follow me always get a message because y'all pull on my spirit and y'all are my soul tribe, y'all. I love that. Yeah. So I'm seeing a trap soul meditation though, right? It's like this sound piece for a soul that's coming back online. Yeah, I'm hearing offline now. Y'all know how computers be offline, right? You be like offline, but you needed to connect to the internet. It's like somebody, your soul is now coming back online. That's a message for somebody. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Deja, for the floating heart. Yeah, somebody, your soul is coming back online, and you didn't even realize that it was offline, is what I'm hearing God say. All right, so your action plan, y'all, use the late afternoon energy anytime after 5:30 to make bold moves. All right, spend some me time, or with your person. If you single, make it some me time. Get you a glass of wine, cook yourself a nice dinner, sit in front of the TV. All right, if you with your boo thing, right, or if y'all long distance, get his ass on FaceTime. I have y'all a little heart to heart. All right, if your king is like my king, make sure you get up and send him his affirmation this morning. Encourage our kings, y'all, as they go into the world, right? Many of our kings, y'all, the only inspiration they have, because now I'm hearing Teddy Pendergrass, you're my latest, my greatest inspiration. Yeah. Yeah, somebody, you're calling your person a higher. Now I'm channeling a whole nother message, y'all. I'm seeing Teddy Pendergrass. Somebody, your person, a big teddy bear. Somebody's initial. Somebody name could be Theodore child, a Teddy child. I don't know, right? But I'm hearing higher, right? And now I'm hearing like you inspire me to higher. And what I'm hearing God say, y'all, is that there are a lot of masculines. They don't have the inspiration outside of who you are as their feminine. And a lot of times we got to understand that in this new earth, you're going to have to be the one, right, that is going to inspire your person, whoever this is. Yeah, Erica. Someone's name could be Erica. Mason could be significant as well. 737, y'all. 7 is spirituality. 3 is a coming together. All right, there's a coming together that is taking place in somebody's marriage or spiritual union, is what I'm hearing God say. 7 is God. 3 is creation, right? Maybe it took 3 years, y'all. Maybe it took 3 days, 3 weeks. I don't know what this 3 is representative of, but I'm hearing God say baby steps, y'all. See, in this new earth reality, what we got to understand is it is happening, and you have to hold your vision. Somebody, I'm hearing God say hold your vision, right? Because there is baby steps, right? Somebody, there is action. You just have to follow your intuition, right? There's a masculine that could be going through their own awakening right now. And what God is showing them, or this could be you taking how it resonates, is your royal bloodline, y'all. See, somebody, your channel song is Royalty by Erica Mason. All right, I'm telling you, this is the royal energy. Let me tell you, y'all, the reason, right? The reason that I love that. The reason that I changed my channel, so it used to be called, I think, 1111 Divine Lovers or something like that, y'all. But I changed it, right, maybe a year or so ago to Queen of Kings Tarot, and now Queen of Kings Guidance. Why? Why, y'all? Y'all know my slogan, because, y'all, like, we have to be that support system, right? We are, right, the support system behind our kings. Many divine masculine do not have women of faith. That's all the divine feminine is. We are women of faith who will say, look, I see past your shortcomings. I see past what the world sees in you. And I see someone who understands who they are, and they are becoming. Why? Because you are becoming also, y'all. We are all becoming. Don't nobody just come out their womb perfect, y'all. And the reason that many people do not and cannot resonate with my message is because my message is a message of grace. Right? It's a message of saying we are not perfect. If I was a karmic, y'all, on here talking about, yeah, divine masculine cheating on you and having babies, and your divine masculine karmic and they with a third party, you know, all of that dumb shit that we see all day long on YouTube, right? If you speak in that message, everybody can resonate with that. Why? Because those are lower vibrational people, y'all. Those are lower vibrational people. When you are a messenger who is supporting the masculine collective into becoming the kings that they are, why? Because we are their queens. And behind every king is his queen. You are a representation of your son first, right? And then you are a representation of your king, if you have one, right? But what you got to understand is behind, right, every king is his queen. I ain't seen no great men in this world who are single, y'all. But the world teaches men to what? Stay single, right? Don't be in no relationship. You don't need that girl. Why? Because women are portals, y'all. If you truly understand the essence of a divine feminine, she is a portal to abundance. Why? Because she gonna pray. She's gonna listen to God. I sent my king a message this morning. Hey, love, we're walking into an abundance portal. Keep your energy up, right? Keep yourself protected. Don't let these people piss you off. Anybody that don't show up to work, fire their asses, right? You become a guide for your person, y'all. And when you become a guide, right, for your person, then you understand, y'all, that the world don't want them to have no guide. No, y'all, they don't want you to be the portal for your person, y'all. No, they don't want that. Stop playing. They want the men in this world to walk around in the dark. Hello. They want them to walk around in the dark as if they don't have guidance. See, the thing about masculine energy is this, y'all. They got to work. They got to show up in this world. They are 3D focused because as long as they are connected to a feminine energy, she is the portal, right? She's the portal to lead them to say, hey, love, right? Do this, da 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 da. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah, sign that contract, right? Nobody wants a real man to be guided by the high priestess energy of a true divine feminine. They want their ass to walk around in the dark. Why? Because you are a portal, y'all. And when you understand that somebody, you're not for everybody. Stop playing, y'all. Oh, you're not for everybody, y'all. Hold on, let me cut my air down. You're not for everybody, y'all. And when you understand that, you embrace that. That's easy, y'all. Stop playing. All right, y'all. So let's talk about it, y'all. Let me know how y'all feeling in the comments, y'all. All right, let me move my laptop out the way. All right, that is your morning astrology. Let's get into the messages, y'all. Haven't I? All right, Hezekiah, Zekiah. All right, Kaya, say. All right, somebody, this your message. It says, yeah, haven't I? All right, y'all. I don't know what this is about. Let's get into the energy, y'all. Let's tap in, y'all. Welcome to the live, y'all. I am the Lady Empath 1111, y'all. We will be live all week here on YouTube. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna start my lives back on TikTok because I don't play with the devil. Y'all ain't got time for that. I do not have time. There is more than one platform in this world, y'all. So if people feel like they just gonna act crazy on one platform, then you just move to another. But most of all, y'all, join us on Discord. All right. Anytime anything gets cut off, y'all, I created Discord for that reason, right? So make sure you guys join us on Discord. Go to the website, y'all, the Lady Empath 1111.com. Click on the link, y'all, that says join Discord, right? We don't know what the world is up to, y'all. We don't know what social media platforms, what's going to be running, what's not, all right? But one thing that we know will be up is something you create for yourself, y'all, all right? So make sure, y'all, all right? Make sure, y'all, we will not be on TikTok live this week. We will be here. I'm not even going to end this live, y'all. So we just going to roll through. All right. I got support, y'all. I got help now. So I don't even have to take my baby to school. All right. So we just going to ride out. We'll be here until 9:15. All right, y'all. Let's get into the energy. Whew. My coffee's still hot, y'all. I love this little thermos. I got this new thermos, y'all. I love it. How we feeling, y'all? All right, this is a message for somebody. Somebody, you are a portal, all right, to this new earth that you're creating for yourself. But what God wants you to know is that you're not doing it alone. Somebody, you feel very isolated. You feel like you don't have a community around you. I'm hearing isolation. All right, somebody, you may feel like you're isolated. But what God is showing you is that this is about your surrender, right? Somebody may be like, well, dang, I ain't got nobody around. All my friends gone, right? Because they never resonated with me and you've outgrown them, right? And it will get to a point, y'all, where you wake up and you feel down. Like you really feel like, okay, I guess I'm alone in this. But this is a message for somebody. You're not alone, right? You're not alone in any of this. You got to stay in position. Somebody, you're an oracle. Yeah, your channel song, y'all, is 744. Put 744 in the comments. It says stay in position. Somebody, you're learning how to stay in position. About 750. Yeah, 750. Somebody, you got to understand, don't move. I'm hearing intentional. All right, somebody, you got to be intentional about what it is that you desire for yourself right now. Somebody, you're also very inspirational is what I'm hearing God say too, but you got to stay in position, y'all. Somebody, you could be 25 years old, you young. All right, 25 or 52 could be significant. February 5th or May 2nd. I'm hearing God say this though, right? You got to stay in position, right? Because there is something that you have to understand. Doors are opening. You are a portal, right? You are a portal to exactly what it is that you desire. You have to decide. You have to decide, though. There's something that you got to decide because it's like a wild card. It's almost like you can make the decision to go to the left and you can make the decision to go to the right. But what God is saying is that you got to make the decision that is best going to support you and where it is that you desire. But this is also calling you to surrender. And whatever this is, it could be a surrender, an old version of yourself, y'all. Let me tell you, when certain timelines in your life shift, right? When certain timelines in your life begin to change, right? You don't have a choice. Sometimes God will force you into surrender, but it feels better, y'all, if you just do it, right? I'm here, just do it. Okay, somebody Nike, somebody, you could be Nike advertisement, girl, you work for Nike. I don't know, y'all, but I'm hearing just do it. And it's like God is saying, if you allow the surrender, right, you won't feel so uncomfortable. But somebody, you feeling really uncomfortable right now because you are like you're being called to surrender, right? To fall into the extreme of life, whatever that extreme is for you, right? And when you're forced, the thing about being forced, y'all, into certain situations or even paths, roads, avenues, whatever the hell, right, in your life, right? It's teaching you, though, to embrace who you are, and it's teaching you how to face your true north. All right, somebody, you're learning through whatever this portal is that you got to take baby steps too, though, y'all. See, anything that is worth having and anything that is going to be sustained, you have to be able to see it, build a foundation to stand on. Yeah, it's 747, y'all. 7 is spirituality. 4 is a foundation. I could never make it up, y'all. 4 is foundation. Tables have 4 legs. right? Chairs have four legs. I mean, you can sit your ass on a three-legged chair, but I mean, that shit gonna be wobbly as hell, right? So I hear God saying this, y'all. Somebody, you're being challenged right now to stay in position. What is this energy? Yeah, somebody, you're being challenged to stay in position. Maybe you're doubting it, right? Maybe you're doubting what it is. Oh, somebody, this could be your transformation. All right, somebody, you could be born on the 13th. All right, July 13th could be significant. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing 777, y'all. Somebody, there is a spiritual transformation that is taking place in your life, and it's pushing you into your spiritual awakening. It's pushing you closer to God, is what I'm hearing God say. But it's also showing you how to protect yourself and set boundaries. Like somebody, your money funny. Like you feel like you working, but you're not getting anything back. I'm seeing somebody working hard, but you're not getting anything back in return. And what you're beginning to understand is that you have to set boundaries because you're going through some type of spiritual awakening, and it's teaching you through your healing process. Yeah. It's teaching you through your healing process. And it's teaching you how to set boundaries. Somebody's name is Shanice, Leah, or Leandria, or Andrea. 496 could be significant, or 14. All right, again, 14 breaks that back down to a 7. All right, that life path 7, y'all. Heavy on the life path 7. Somebody, this is your chapter 20. I don't know if you in your 20s. I don't know if you've been going through 20 years or something, y'all. This is your channel song. It says, "Oh No," by Leandria Shanice. And it says chapter 20. All right, somebody, I don't know, 20 years. Yeah, Keita. Someone's name could be Keita, Kide. All right, I'm also seeing Lee, Lee. All right, that could be Lee County as well, y'all. Yeah, somebody, you feel like you can't manifest or create at this time, though. What is this energy? Somebody, you feel like it's not happening. Yeah, because you haven't received the communication. All right, somebody, you could be waiting on like communication from a job or communication from someone. I'm getting air energy here, y'all. All right, so somebody, you're waiting on a level of communication to come forward, and you feel like you're not able to create because you're waiting on this communication. What is this communication? Let's see, y'all. Welcome to the live, y'all. Yeah, somebody, it could be somebody around you that's stopping your journey. Yeah, it is. Could be a masculine, fire energy, King of Wands in reverse, y'all. There is somebody in your energy who is stopping you from being able or not embracing their own journey, or hindering you from embracing yours. I'm getting more so hindering you from embracing yours, because I do have a Queen of Pentacles with the moon. Yeah. Somebody, you've been working real hard, but you connected to somebody that's not your person. See, the Lovers is in the reverse, y'all. King of Wands is in the reverse. All right, this is a message for somebody. Somebody, you got to watch who you're attached to. This could be a partnership for somebody, like business partnership, or this could also be love for somebody, right? But whatever this is, there is something. There's something coming against the communication in this relationship, is what I'm hearing God say, or with this person. But it's heavy on the communication. Yeah, higher self. Somebody, you are connecting with somebody's higher self, but in the 3D, they're not that person. They're not quite ready. Now, I'm never going to tell you who to be with and who not to be with, y'all. That is never my job. A true guide is just going to guide you. I ain't going to say you don't need to be with this person because they are karmic. And I don't have time for that. I don't give a fuck who you be with. Let's be clear. I'm going to tell you this. God is saying, somebody, you need to follow your higher self. Leah, Danielle, Delaney, Myra, Maja, Mariah. Any of those names could be significant. Somebody, your higher self is going through an activation. Yeah, higher self is your channel song. Yeah, your higher self is going through some activation. Yeah, it says, just the other day, I was praying for some feedback. Bitches be bothered. Baby girl, kick your seat back. All right, y'all. You got people bothered by your elevation, y'all. Stop playing. That thing says trying to elevate every day so I can be my higher self. Somebody, you trying to be your higher self, and you have this natural elevated outlook on life. You're prioritizing your health. You ain't even worried about players, grown men, or nobody else. Girl, light your sage, child. Your channel song is Higher Self, child, by Leah, Delani, and Maja. Somebody, you going through a higher self activation, and you cannot pay attention to what nobody thinks. This is your channel song. It says, we've been chilling in a different dimension. Say that thing, girl. Somebody, you've been chilling in a different dimension, child. That thing say, I've been chilling in a different dimension, child. That thing say fame, peace, money, health, doing hot girl shit in my higher self. I love it. This is the hot girl summer I'm trying to have, y'all. That's a hot girl summer, y'all. That thing say strong guides. So I've been protected. My third eye is connected. Child, stop playing. That thing say feeling spiritually tested, manifesting my blessings, child. I love it, y'all. Spent my energy at work just to flip the cash with investment. Somebody, you need to invest, right? Your time and your money right now need to be about your money. Somebody, you need to be investing in you. This is a message for a divine feminine. You and your Queen of Pentacles energy, love. You are somebody that's doing your thing. You might own a business. You financially stable, whatever it is. There are people around you who are trying to stop you from seeing who you are, right? There are people around you who are not connected to who you are. You are working diligently, but these people around you, they are only hindering your spiritual awakening. That's a message for somebody. You going through a higher self activation. Yeah. You going through a higher self activation, and your friends, child, it says, not afraid of my demons because I'm friends with them. Ha! Somebody, I love it. All right, somebody, you play with pendulums. I don't read pendulums, y'all, but I'm seeing a pendulum on this song as well. All right, somebody, you let your pendulum lead you. You let God lead you, y'all. God is energy. Do not ever feel like God is only in one thing. If you want to use a pendulum, let me ask you this, y'all. What's the difference? Because y'all know I'm going to kick some real knowledge. Stop playing. What is the difference, y'all? Somebody, you want a thug bae? Stop playing. Cherie. Somebody named Sherry or Cherie. That thing say thug bae. You want a thug bae? Stop playing. Let me tell you this, y'all. If you are one that believes in God, as I do, I'm a woman of God. Stop playing. I am the divine feminine. Stop playing, right? Then you know that God is energy, right? So when you go to church, y'all, and you go like buy handkerchiefs and you go anoint your head with oil, right? All of that, right? All of those are what, y'all? Symbols, signs, because it ain't shit in that oil but some castor oil, right? So let me tell you, if you're a woman who believes in pendulums, right, then all you're doing is taking the God energy in you and saying, God, direct this pendulum up for wrong, back for right. I don't know. I don't read pendulums. But what I'm saying is this, y'all. God is energy. Right? So all of the energy y'all put in buying people handkerchiefs and they holy oil and all of that stuff, it's the same faith and belief that you will put in a crystal, y'all. I have heard people talking about, I don't know why you putting faith in crystals and I don't know why you putting faith in waist beads. The faith ain't in the crystal or the waist bead. The faith is in God. The same faith that your Bible in. Stop playing. That's stupid. Stop playing, y'all. That's stupid. So when you realize that none of this, including your Bible, means anything, right? Because God is energy and God ain't write none of that. Just like God, let me tell you, at least this crystal is from the earth, because that Bible ain't from the earth, y'all. The fuck is you talking about, right? So what many people do not understand is the main stuff y'all want to talk about ain't God. This is a rock, a crystal from the earth. And the only thing that we know God made was what, y'all? The heavens and the earth. Oh, and us. Man. The only thing God made was man and the heaven and the earth. Why would you not want rocks, crystals, right? From the same universe that God created, yet you will put more faith in a Bible that a man wrote. Make it make sense, y'all. Anywho, all right, so somebody, you're beginning to understand, right, that there are many people that are stopping you from understanding what it is that you desire, y'all. It's people that you cannot even come into partnership with because y'all don't believe the same. And it's simple, y'all. If people don't believe like me, I don't care. I don't convince people to believe like me. I just turn on my camera. If you don't believe, scroll your ass on. If you do, tap the fuck in. All right, so let's tap in, y'all. We got 55 people watching, 43 thumbs up. All right, if you are enjoying the content, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate the live gifts. Y'all stop playing. Y'all know if y'all follow me on TikTok, we got to do the same thing over here. So do not sit over here and act like y'all shouldn't send gifts or super chats and thanks and all of that shit if y'all want the algorithms to pick it up. Now, you know what we got to do. We still in the matrix, and it is a frequency. Your channel song Frequency by Aya the Light. Somebody, your name Aya or Maya could be significant. All right, let's get into your next message, y'all. Somebody, you are I'm hearing projecting All right, you are projecting a frequency of light that truly offends people, right? It truly offends people. Block you, block Spartan. You're an idiot. People are so stupid. People are idiots, y'all. I love it. Anyway, block that dumbass. All right, somebody, it's your frequency. All right, somebody, your frequency is that of the light. And because you truly understand who you are, God is gracefully, I'm hearing gracefully broken, y'all. Somebody, you're being gracefully broken at this time because what you are doing is understanding that it was never something you could do, right? It was never something you could say. It was always about your frequency. See, what we have to understand is the frequency, y'all, of light is one that will show other people's their darkness. That's it, y'all. All you have to do is operate in the frequency of light. Your operating in the frequency of light will always show people their shadows, y'all. So somebody, you could just be showing people their shadow, y'all. People be pissed off, y'all. All right, let's get into the next message, y'all. So today, all right, have the conversations, y'all, as we are in this energy. What we're beginning to understand is that it's really just time for you to move forward in what it is that you truly desire for yourself. All right, I got Virgo energy coming through, y'all. Like the earth signs and this energy are really gonna feel it a lot, y'all. So if you are an earth sign, you gotta study astrology, y'all. Like, that's stupid. I keep telling y'all, God left you the moon and the stars. If you are studying astrology, you understand that the earth signs are really beginning to want to ground the energy, right? You're feeling this thing like, okay, I gotta ground. I just feel like I should be doing something because that is the energy, y'all, that we're in. So if you have heavy earth placements, right, you're feeling the need to just ground it in because you're used to people that need you. Someone's name is Seven or Savina. Someone could be from Savannah. See, your channel song is Need Me. And I'm hearing God say that God is now leaving you some type of tokens for yourself to follow the direction, y'all, of God. Yeah. Somebody, you could have on a white shirt today. I'm getting dreads. All right, somebody. You could be 40 years old. This channel song is Need Me. I feel like you need yourself at this time is what I'm hearing God say. Like you need you more than others need you. Thank you. That's the message. Somebody, you need yourself right now more than others need you. And what you're learning now is that it's time for you to follow. Like God is sending you a lot of tokens. Like somebody, you could be seeing pennies, you could be seeing feathers. All right, you could just be seeing all of these tokens, right? Where God is trying to show you, right, that it's time for you to follow your light because that's going to lead you to some type of blessings. Somebody, you've been a blessing to a lot of people is what I'm hearing God say. And I'm hearing like a blessing hidden in plain sight. Like a lot of times I'm hearing you don't even ask people for much of anything. You just become a blessing, y'all. And because of that, you create a lot of towers in people's lives, y'all. Y'all got Gemini energy as well coming out, right? But I feel like you beginning to understand that you needed you more than other people need you has absolutely allow other people to expect a lot of sudden changes in their life. See, there's a truth that's being like people are seeing the truth of who you are by your absence. That's what I'm hearing for somebody. Like people are literally, y'all, seeing the truth of who you are because of your absence. And it's like now that you've pulled your energy back from certain people, places, and things in your life, right? People are now beginning to see it's like you a dual person. Like there's a duality to you. Like whoever this message is for, like you know how to be nice and sweet and calm and chatty and all of that, but you know how to cut people off too, y'all. Yeah, you are high priestess. I got high priestess energy, right? So I'm hearing God say this. There's a certain group of people that intuitively you knew that you had to cut off. Like I'm seeing the signs, like signs were everywhere, like signs were everywhere. And God is saying that I was sending you the signs, right? But it's like when you begin to follow the signs, which is your intuition, right? And you begin to cut certain people out of your life, y'all. Oh, you are causing tower moments, y'all. Tower moments, right? It's literally, right, creating tower moments in people's lives. Yeah, you had to release them, y'all. Releasing. Yeah, it says releasing what you love brings freedom. Sometimes letting go is the ultimate act of love. This could have been family, y'all. It could have been somebody's kids, right? Whatever it is, releasing it because you simply needed more of you That's all it was. You just decided that you needed more of you, right? Your own time, your own attention, right? At that point, you release people. There's a blessing. Because now your song is My Praise by Dante Pride. All right, somebody, you got a son named Dante, your name Dante, DP could be somebody's initials. My Praise by Dante Pride, 37. Somebody, you could be 37 or born in 73. Whatever this is that you release because somebody, this could have been a woman. All right, somebody, you could have released a friend. Gemini energy here. Girl, I got femme fatale. Stop playing, y'all. Whoever this person was crazy as hell. Yeah, it says she is an enticing figure, manipulative and deceiving with charm, seducing with promises. Somebody, you release somebody, y'all. I don't know if this is like a friend, right? It could be a family member, whatever it is, y'all, but you release somebody because your intuition told you that you could no longer, your intuition told you that you had to let this go. All right, well, you follow your intuition. Somebody wants to communicate, though, y'all. See, I told you this is the karmic, all right? The collapse of the karmic timeline, all right? The collapse of the karmic timeline. And what that means is these people could never come back, y'all. People may come back and say, oh, I'm healing. I'm sorry, my heart. Let me tell you about healing, y'all. Healing is for them. Their healing is for them. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Right? So even when people want to come back and say, oh, okay, well, I've done my introspection. I was broken. I needed to heal. That's great. Happy for you. Love. That don't mean I got to accept you back in my life, right? So somebody, now you're beginning to realize that just because people are healing, that's great. Somebody may try to communicate, but what you do with that information, it's on you, y'all. Like I be telling y'all, you ain't got to take people back because people be crazy. Whoever this person is, I'm telling you, you had to release it because they was crazy. Now this person do want to communicate. They do, because if they feel like, healing was a painful journey, all right, and somebody might even call and say, oh, well, I had to grow and I had to emerge. That's fine, y'all. But let me tell you, this person is still an enemy. Don't play. That person is still an enemy, y'all. Don't even play with it. Whoever this person is has not changed. I heard fuck around and find out. All right. Fuck around and find out. So whoever this person is, nope, y'all, they have not changed. All right. This person is not healing. They are an enemy. Beware of whoever this person is, y'all. All right, let's get into the energy, y'all. Welcome to the live. I am the Lady Empath, 1111, y'all. I'm live every morning at 7:15. We start the first 30 minutes about astrology, and then we just go into general messages. Take it how it resonates, y'all. I read energy. I don't need your zodiac sign. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, love. I don't need your zodiac sign. I don't need none of that, y'all. I grew up in the church, right? I believe in God as the most powerful, right? Most high. I don't believe in nothing else, right? Nothing else has power. God has power, right? Everything else only has the power you give it, right? So crystals have the power you give it, right? Right? Tarot cards have the power you give it, right? The Bible has the power you give it, right? God is universal energy. Somebody, you have an ancestor that's proud of you. All right, I'm hearing granny. Somebody used to call your person granny. All right, I'm also seeing Jim or Gemma, right? Or Jules, like an older name, white, I'm saying white, foggy, right? White fog. This is an ancestor message for somebody. 23 or 32 could be significant as well. Somebody, they want you to know that they're proud. I'm just hearing I am proud. Like somebody wants you to know, Sagittarius energy as well, that you work very hard to get to where you are. Right? This is a wake-up call for many people in your life who did not want to work with you because you felt like you had to do it on your own. Whoever this ancestor is, they've always been supporting you, right? I'm seeing support. I'm seeing two people carrying something heavy together. Aries energy here as well, all right? You've been faced with a lot of people around you who were not honest at all. Like I'm seeing Pinocchio, liar, y'all. People around you were liars. A lot of toxic energy, Taurus energy as well, right? But the people who felt like they burnt the evidence of what it is that they did to you are being exposed. This is a message for somebody. Everybody who felt like they were going to obsess over you or you were obsessed over them, they are now completely obsessed over you. It's something that God, oh yeah. See, there's a balance that's coming to your life because now I'm seeing Libra. All right, there's a balance that's coming to somebody's life. You cut off the handouts. Like somebody, you stop giving to people. Yeah, because you realize that you are the supreme authority, y'all. See, I just told you, right? All of the authority that you have is in you. The power of God is on the inside of you. Do my crystals have power? Fuck yeah. Why? Because I'm powerful. Duh. Right? Does your Bible have power? Yeah. Why? Because you powerful, y'all. Whatever it is or the power that you work in, because God is on the inside of you, is powerful. But it ain't had shit to do with waist beads, incense, sage, and none of that shit, y'all. The power of God is on the inside. And the thing that burns me up, y'all, because I saw a girl I went to high school with, y'all, and she posted on her little Facebook. I love it, y'all. I don't care about people. Right? I'm somebody that read people shit and just keep scrolling. You ain't got to respond to people shit. That's stupid. Right? Because she put something on there. She was like, women wearing waist beads, you don't know what it is that you're calling in. You ain't calling in shit, y'all. It's what you believe. That's stupid. Putting on some waist beads and just thinking, oh, okay, now I'm going to manifest the world. You know that ain't true one way or the other. So what people got to understand is it ain't the waist beads ain't bad. It's what people intention for the waist beads. Just like the Bible ain't bad. It's the people's intention to weaponize the Bible that makes it bad, right? So you got to realize that the intentions people put in stuff is what makes it bad. It ain't got shit to do with a piece of beads and some plastic, y'all. Stop playing. Just like that holy oil is some castor oil. Stop playing, right? It's some vegetable oil, some good old olive oil, right? So what you got to realize is that none of that shit got power. Everything is the power that you give it. And it's crazy how people will give one thing more power than the other when all of it ain't got no power. So let's be clear. Your waist beads, your crystals, your Bible, your holy oil, ain't none of that shit got no power. You are the power. The Most High God is the power. And the reason people want to keep y'all debating about dumb shit is so that you never pay attention to the truth of God. Y'all, that's it. As long as people can keep you debating about what's right and what's wrong and what's right and what's wrong, you ain't gonna never pay attention because you're reading comments about dumb shit that ain't never mattered, right? So what you gotta realize is that this world is full of distractions, y'all. And the only thing that it's trying to distract you from is your life path. Simple, y'all. Your knowledge. Right? Your knowledge. People want you to believe one way because then they can control that one thing. People can't control when you believe in everything, like me. People can't control me, y'all, because I believe in the Bible. I believe in crystals. I believe in incense. I believe in everything. Why? Because I believe in me. And I believe in what wants me. Right? That's your channel song, y'all. What Wants Me by Moonlight Scorpio. Somebody, you a Scorpio? All right. So just like I say, y'all, God is in all things. Songs just coming up in the background, y'all. I got the music down low so y'all can't even hear it. But what you got to realize, y'all, is that God is energy. So God is in all things. That's how you can get a song on the radio at the right time, right? When you really needed to hear it. And now you in tears because you know your grandma sent that song through to comfort your heart. Because now I'm hearing Mahalia Jackson, right? Somebody, your grandma was a Mahalia Jackson fan. And she sent this song through yesterday, right? On Sunday. And you sitting in your car crying, thinking, oh my God, I cannot believe that this song came on. And you don't feel like it was God. Absolutely. Why? Because God knew you needed to hear that song at that time. What we got to realize, y'all, is that God is omnipresent and omnipotent in all things at all times. Can't nobody tell you it's only one way to get a message. That is how they can control the messages. And this world is a world of the Jezebel spirit, which is control. So as long as I can contaminate your ass or contain you to the Bible, right, then now I can control everything you believe. Why? Because if it ain't in the Bible, it ain't true. So now they have controlled your dumb ass by trying to tell you there is only one truth. So now you feel like you can't even operate in the way that you fully want to operate because now you're outside of truth. But who the fuck told you that that was the truth? Well, we don't believe that shit around here. So if you on my life, we believe in what? God. God only. We don't believe in shit else. We don't need all that other shit. I don't care what else. I don't need none of that. All I need is God. God is the higher energy on this earth. God is not a person. God ain't no man. Just like God ain't no woman. God is a spirit, right? And when you realize that, God shows up in whatever way you desire. So if you want to go walk your ass on the earth, then do it, y'all. If you want to go put your feet in the ocean, in the water, do it. Why? Because God is in all things at all times. And at the point the world began to marginalize God to the buildings of a church means that people felt like if they didn't go to this building, there was no God. And that is just not the truth. And as long as people can keep y'all stuck in y'all mind, right, about what God is, you will never do what? Experience God. Because God is what? A consciousness. God ain't no person. Stupid. God ain't no person. God wouldn't be pleased with you. Your mama ain't pleased with you. Your daddy ain't pleased with you. God don't give a fuck about that. You think God got all the time in the world to be caring about your choices? No. God would have not left us with free will if that was the case, y'all. You got free will so that you can decide. You choose this day. If you want to quote Bible, I'll give it to you. Now, you know I will. I grew up in church, right? But it's still a choice. Choose this day. So if you didn't have a choice, then what the fuck? You think it's only one choice? Why would God say choose if it's only one way that God can show up? Stop playing, y'all. Oh, because they wanted y'all to believe it was about good and evil. There is no evil in God. God is a consciousness, just like the devil is a consciousness. So your ass grow up and you love God, or you grow up and you fear. Because that's all it is, y'all. They want to keep your ass scared. And as long as you scared, you can't listen. He who has an ear, right? Y'all want to go there. He who has an ear, right? Listen, Linda. Let's get into the energy, y'all. I hope y'all are having an amazing day, y'all. Let's talk about it. All right. I want to see what the soul's journey is about today. All right. So let's see. Let's do a you versus them, y'all. I want to see what the masculine and feminine energy are experiencing at this time. All right, it is not about male or female. It is about the energy that you operate in, y'all. There are heterosexual men that operate in feminine energy, y'all. They just God conscious, right? They are men of God that love God, so they operate in many of them in feminine energy because they're the ones that are more sensitive, all right? So we're going to look into what the masculine energy is, what the feminine energy is, and we're gonna get into today's messages, y'all. All right, let's tap in, y'all. Of course, send the live gifts, y'all. I appreciate those super chats, donations as well. All right, somebody, you gotta believe it. Chris, all right, somebody named Chris, Taib, CT could be somebody's initials. Somebody, you could be a painter or an artist or photographer. All right, it's something you got to believe, though. Your channel song is Believe It by Chris and Taib. Hey, make sure you guys join us on Discord, y'all. So we are having a 5/5 portal clearing tomorrow night at 7 p.m. All right, it is the 5/5 portal, and we are now in the waning phase of the full moon. When the moon begins to wane, that's when you want to release. Now, because we are in the collapse of the karmic timelines, right? We are in the collapse of the karmic timeline. It is time to release. All right, so tomorrow, join us on Discord for the releasing ritual. All right, we're going to release whatever karmic interference has been stopping you from truly manifesting abundance into your life. All right, we got to purge it out, y'all. All right, I just saw envy, all right, at the split. All right, let's see, y'all. Let's tap in. I am the Lady Empath 1111, y'all. Love readings are still on special. I returned too. Some of y'all need to check. If y'all booked before Thursday of last week, I've already returned y'all because I saw 2 people haven't viewed it. I want to say Dominique and Keontae. I sent y'all's. All right, so if y'all haven't seen them, check your spam. All right, Dominique and Keontae, I returned y'all readings. Everybody else, if you booked on Thursday or after, yours is coming back between today and tomorrow. I do readings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you booked before, all right, you get all readings of return on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you booked on last week, Thursday or after, it's coming back between today and tomorrow. If you book today, tomorrow, it comes back on Thursday. I do personals on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right, Loving Me is your channel song. What is the energy for my feminines? What energy is the divine feminine sitting in this morning? All right, what is her energy? All right, love. Ooh, doubt. All right, queens. Somebody, you doubting God. Oh, but God is saying you got to release the need to know the answers. All right, divine feminine, you are the energy of doubt. God is saying you got to release the need to know all the answers, though. All right, what are my masculines? What is the masculine energy? Courage. I love that shit, kings. All right, courage, y'all. So the masculine, they're experiencing a new level of courage. I can feel that too. Yeah, I feel that in the masculine energy. Make sure y'all, if I have masculines watching me, make sure y'all join the Divine Masculine channel on Discord, y'all. I actually put a couple of messages and songs in there for my kings over the weekend, y'all. All right, I was getting a lot of downloads in the masculine energy, y'all, because there is a group of masculines who are surrendering, y'all. They tired. They tired of dealing with karmic baby mamas and ex-wives and crazy ass family, right? They literally just want to experience more peace and more love and more harmony in their lives, y'all. So that is the masculine energy. And that's taking courage, y'all, because that takes courage to separate, right, yourself from your family, your friends, from people who, for many kings, depend on them, y'all. We channel real men over here. We won't talk about karmics. We do not. I don't channel karmics, y'all, because I'm in union with my king. Why the fuck would I ever channel a karmic, right? So if I get a karmic out in the reading, it's a simple reading. That's it, because I don't channel karmics, right? I am a woman who is in union. So you got to understand that the kings, they are like, there are men in this earth, they doing the work. Not everybody your karmic baby daddy, y'all. Stop playing. There are kings in this world that are fucking doing the work. They love God and they're showing up in a way that supports their courage. What does it say? I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I'm actually posting a reel about this on TikTok later, y'all. So make sure y'all follow the reels on TikTok. Hey, get the engagement on my reels up on TikTok, y'all, because we won't be going live over there, right? At least not this week at all. And I may not start back, but I am going to increase the traffic with my reels. But I'm going to channel a message later over there because I can play the music over there too, y'all. But the breadcrumbing thing, right? Is he breadcrumbing you or is he building, y'all? Like many of the divine feminine, you got to change your perspective, right? As someone who has seen my king start to finish go through this process, because we were never in separation, I saw, and it was not breadcrumbs, it was building. Like them jokers be tired. They be tired, they be working, and they building, and they building, and they building. But the world needs labels, y'all. We label whores, right? Okay, I'll post on my stories too. Okay. It's label whores, right? So as long as you can label somebody's problem, then you can what? Diagnose it. Say that shit, right? So now if I can label, right? If I can label this as breadcrumbing, now I can diagnose it so that I can what? Fix it. What if it's not breadcrumbing? What if he working? What if he really is working, trying to build a legacy for you and y'all goddamn children, right? So many people want to label stuff because when you label it, now it makes you feel better about it. What if they aren't avoidant, y'all? What if they're just men who are afraid because they've been deeply hurt by other people that they let in? So the more you stop subscribing to these dumb ass labels and titles, right, and begin to understand that men are not avoidant, nor are they breadcrumbing you, right? You got to stop trying to diagnose people so that you can focus that energy back on you. If you sitting around watching readings about breadcrumbing and readings about avoidance and all of this shit, all of that you're doing is need to be putting that energy back into you. Every YouTube video you watch about them, watch it for yourself, right? Every time you trying to figure out what the hell going on with them, figure out yourself, right? There's nothing wrong with YouTube videos, y'all. I post readings, right? But it has to be guidance and balance, not just about what they doing. And if your whole life is about why he breadcrumbing me, I don't understand what's going on, all of that energy, you should be putting that shit back into you. All right, masculines are finding courage. All right, what is the mutual energy? All right, what is the mutual energy for my kings and queens? You versus them, y'all. Look, stop, because both of y'all scared. Y'all stop playing. The mutual energy is fear, y'all. Both are scared. So when you realize that it ain't just them that's scared, you scared too. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. The kings aren't the ones that's running. It be y'all. Right? The queens are the ones that want to know where we going, when we gonna get married, what's going this, what's going that. You be the one running, right? You got to understand, y'all, they cannot give you answers to the questions that you have until they figure out the answers for their own life. And a lot of times y'all want answers as soon as you meet somebody about when y'all gonna get married, what is this about? That person ain't even ready to give you those types of answers because they ain't figured it out for themselves yet. So now at that point, you like, well, just fine. I'm just gonna leave then. Well, we just can't be together. You running, not them. Because it's both fear-based energy. Both the masculine and the feminine operate in fear-based energy, y'all. You want to know the outcome and the timing. He wants to know, is this my fucking person? What is going on here? right? Because for the masculine, they ain't never met nobody they actually want to settle down with. They ain't never met nobody they actually love. They've never felt the intensity of the emotions that their true divine feminine brings out. They be over there trying to figure it out in hermit, not running. They ain't running from your ass. A real king is over there in hermit trying to figure who this woman is, why she just showed up, and my whole life is changing. The fact remains that many people are with karmic individuals. So now when this man go run and go have a baby, go get married to somebody else, you talking about my person. That's not your fucking person. Why would a king who has met his queen decide that he finna go marry somebody else? Because that's not your person, y'all. And many of y'all, you want to be holding on to the idea of somebody that you got history with because the Google says that you should know your person for a long time. The Google says that it is a soul connection, so you going to feel all of this stuff because you Googling shit. But we know in part and we prophesy in part, y'all. A true divine union is a God union. But God ain't finna have you with some man that done went and had 4 babies on you and marry somebody else, and you the one over here talking about, but that's my person. That's stupid. That's stupid, y'all. Why would God tell you that this person, of all the people in the world, right, that could be your person, you gonna tell me that God is gonna send you a man that's gonna cheat on you, gonna marry somebody else, gonna have babies, and your ass talking out, but that's my person. No, that's your fear. That's your fear talking, right? That's your fear of saying maybe I'm not worth loving, right? That's your fear of saying maybe I gotta settle for less, right? Because I'm never gonna find somebody that can give me everything, right? The only time we settle for people being our people that God knows ain't your damn person is because you're afraid to give it more time. You are afraid to be able to look and say, hey, right, I need to give it more time. Most people don't want to give it more time. And because of that, right, you got to be able to understand that's still fear-based energy for the divine feminine. Somebody, you finna get a new beginning if you listen, y'all. Your channel song is New Beginnings. August 24th could be significant. Somebody, you can have a Scorpio moon. This channel is moonlit Scorpio, Equinomus, and Nirus. All right, new beginning. Somebody, you're gonna get this new beginning that you desire, but what you gotta realize is that you have to release the fear-based energy. For divine feminine, the fear is he coming back? Is he gonna call me? Is he gonna text? Is he gonna communicate? When are we gonna move in together? Will we be married? All of these things, right? What you gotta realize though is that it's fear-based energy. For the divine masculine, they in fear-based energy. Why do I feel this way? Am I gonna lose my freedom? Is she gonna lock me down? I ain't gonna be able to have my friends. I'm not gonna be able to be my own person. Both, y'all. The mutual energy right now is fear. All right, what's the challenge or obstacle? Damn, honesty is at the bottom of the deck, y'all. All right, honesty is at the bottom of the deck. Somebody, you might need to be honest. All right, what's the mutual energy? All right, what is the mutual energy here for my divine feminine and divine masculine? Say that shit, God. Patience. Say that, y'all. Monita or Anita. Somebody's name could be Monita or Anita. Girl, the channel song, y'all, is I don't chase, I attract. Somebody, you're beginning to realize that you never have to chase what is yours. And as a divine feminine, when you understand that your masculine is you, y'all, if you are truly on an authentic twin flame journey, I'm talking to twin flames, right? Talking to twin flames. If you feel like you are on a true twin flame journey, then you don't have to chase. He yours, y'all. I ain't never had to chase my king, which honestly annoyed him, but that's what kept us in union. I wasn't chasing him. If he started not calling, I didn't call. If he didn't text, I didn't text. I just became his exact mirror. And when you become their exact mirror, you don't give more than they give. So now you ain't the one over here feeling like you overgiving or self-sacrificing. You only give them what they give you. It says, I don't chase, I attract. That's your channel song, y'all, by Monita. Beautiful, beautiful. And when the divine feminine, it says, prepping for my dreams. What I seek is seeking me. And I believe before I see it, y'all. It says, I don't chase, I attract. Everything I want, I already got. On the inside, y'all, it says the external followers fast. I don't have to force nothing. See, when you realize that you don't have to force anything, y'all, you ain't got to force somebody to be with you. You a queen. I am so confused. You are a whole queen. Why would you ever have to face or force somebody to be with you. When you realize who you are, let's be clear. Not only do your divine masculine want you, bitch, every man wants you. What are you talking about, y'all? When you are in true goddess energy, not only do your man want you, every man wants you. So what you got to realize is you need to be concentrating and getting that energy and that frequency, right? Instead of worrying about that man. That man wants what everybody else wants, which is what? A goddess bitch, a God-fearing woman who knows who she is, who is confident, right, enough to understand that, guess what? I don't want no woman that's chasing me, y'all. That's this dumbass world. Only peasants want a woman that chase them. Don't no real king want no woman that's calling him every day, all day. What you doing, babe? Can you come over? Can we talk? No. Why? Because he working, y'all. Stop playing. Real kings got jobs. They mentors. They coaches. They work with other kids in the community. They doing shit. They ain't got time to be on the phone with you 24/7 trying to pacify your damn feelings, y'all. We the queen of kings. Hello. We're the queen of kings. If you a peasant, step aside. I don't know what to tell you. But we support real kings over here. And supporting your king, I mean, you might have to do a little work on yourself. You don't need to do nothing for a real king, y'all. You ain't got to cook, clean, and do all of that shit. Don't care nothing about that. They don't care about that. Can goddess bitches do that? Of course, y'all, we can. But they ain't concerned with that. They concerned with you following your purpose. Like my king texted me this morning and said, awesome, love, have a great life. Right? Like ain't nobody over here talking about, babe, you coming to cook and wash clothes? Hell no. He said, have a great life. Right? Empower the women that follow you. Right? Do walk in your purpose, y'all. The person that God desires for you is going to be one that helps you in your purpose, y'all. All right? Somebody... somebody, your name could be Amina. I'm seeing Amina, Monet. All right, woman, I'll be next year. Yeah, somebody, you finna be a very different person come this time next year, is what I'm hearing God say. Yeah, somebody, you finna be a very different person. All right, y'all, let's get into this love reading right quick. Let's tap in, y'all. Divine feminine, you in doubt. Let's clarify doubt. All right, what is the doubt on the divine feminine? Yeah, deceit in reverse, y'all. Stop playing. Queens, if you don't let go of that damn doubt, what we got going on here, queens? Deceit in the reverse. I'm hearing God say, do not deceive yourself. What is yours is always yours. Stop playing. What is yours, y'all, is always yours. Nobody can take away God's plan for you on your life. Yeah, somebody, you got people speaking on your name, though. I ain't gonna lie. Melanie, Alabama could be significant. All right, your channel song is Speak on My Name. I do feel like you have people manipulating your energy, divine feminine, because they speaking on your name. That's why deceit is here, but it's in the reverse because I'm hearing this. No weapon formed, right, against me shall prosper. So you do have people, yeah, they speaking on your name. There is, right? But deceit is in the reverse. And that's why God is saying, do not be deceived, y'all. If you are truly in a divine union, you damn well better believe that people are fighting against it, y'all. So you cannot be deceived every time your energy, we talked about that, y'all. That class will be available on the website this week. If you missed, right, the Twin Flame Spiritual Warfare class, that class will be available on my website this week. All right, I got some stuff going on in editing, and then all of these classes will be pinned once we finish up setting up my back end for these lives, y'all. All right, but you got to take these classes, y'all. A true kingdom union is spiritual warfare, y'all. Stop playing. Everybody wants your shit. Stop playing, y'all, because you got into a level of inner peace. You've gotten to a level of inner peace, right? And now that you understand that inner peace is within you, you're cultivating it for yourself, y'all. So somebody, it's your level of inner peace. Beautiful. All right. So somebody, you're tapping into your divine feminine. All right. Meditation is your medicine. All right. Meditation is your medicine. Let's clarify courage for my masculine. All right, what's courage for the masculine? Indecision. Yeah, stop playing, y'all. And that came out in the reverse. So now the masculine has the courage to make a decision, y'all. Indecision in the reverse for the masculine energy. So this is now a collective of masculine who understands. Someone could be a life path 7 or a life path 8. You and your person could be a life path 7 and 8. All right, so the indecision is no longer, y'all. Somebody knows what it is that they pray for. Indecision is the number 8 card, y'all. 8 is the number of manifestation. Whoever this masculine energy is, they understand August 31st could be significant. They understand that they have to have the courage to make a decision. And somebody has, y'all. We're going to clarify. All right, why is the mutual energy? fear? All right. Why is this? Woo, too many on the floor. All right. Why is the mutual energy fear? All right. Why is this mutual? Ooh, that came out. All right. Stop fucking playing. Caring connections, y'all. It's fear. Somebody, if this is your relationship, girl, please stop playing, y'all. Somebody, you got a caring connection. Right now, it's just fear, y'all. But it is, y'all. It is the final collapse of the karmic timelines. So many people, it is a little bit of fear coming up because it's like, dang, right? Everyone at this point in the collective have made decisive decisions, right, to not go back, whether it's the old family, old friends, old relationships. There's just no going back, y'all. The fire horse energy is not supportive of anybody going backwards. So when you realize that, y'all, just got hot as hell, when you realize that, right, now the fear is, oh shit, we gonna be together forever. Somebody, you Asian, somebody, your person feel like you look like an Asian doll. I'm hearing Asian doll, y'all. Your channel song is Together Forever by Asian Doll. So what God is saying now is that, damn, as the collective understands that we gonna be together forever, there is a little bit of fear. Cause what that look like? We ain't never been with nobody forever. Right? You've not been in a healthy relationship. So if you've never been in a healthy relationship, hell yeah, you ain't never really thought about forever. I done been married twice. I ain't never see forever with them motherfuckers. Never. I never picture me sitting on the front porch, rocking in the chair with them motherfuckers. Never, y'all, never. So now when you meet your true divine counterpart and you really can picture forever, ever, shit, right? So it is, y'all. It is the energy of, damn, now I can truly picture forever. But what does that look like, right? Thank you, love. So now, right, these caring connections, there is fear, right? There is a little bit of fear of what does that look like, right? But it's okay, y'all. We're going to clarify that. All right, so the mutual energy or the challenge or obstacle is patience. All right, let's clarify patience. All right, thank y'all for tapping into the live, y'all. Every morning, Monday through Friday. Y'all, stop fucking playing because this your person. Yin yang, y'all. I could never make it up. God says the challenge or obstacle right now is the yin yang card. What is that? The top twin flame card of this deck. But the root chakra is in the reverse. All right. So somebody is working on their foundation. Because I told y'all the message I heard this morning, it was something about like rebranding as a collective, right? As a collective, when I was in my bath this morning, I was hearing like the rebranding of the collective. Now, anyone that is my age, if you 50, I'm 50. If you are 50, you have now lived through what? The crash in 2007, 2008 of the stock market, right? Remember, even I was even alive with the Twin Towers, y'all. So Twin Towers, I was a little girl. No, I wasn't even a little girl. Twin Towers, I was working. I was like 20 something years old. All right. We saw the crash of the stock market and all of that, right? Everything came back up, right? Then we saw what? COVID, y'all. All right. It's the same energy, y'all. When you understand that everything in this world is cyclical, you'll understand that now, y'all, is the time to rebrand. All right. You got to rebrand yourself now, y'all, because now this energy is that of what? Starting over, y'all. The algorithms on YouTube, that shit is starting over. Stop playing, y'all. The algorithms are starting over, right? Everything is starting over. All of these famous little YouTube people, they became famous during COVID, y'all, when everybody was online because nobody could do anything. Well, let's be clear with these damn gas prices and y'all, my baby is stuck in St. Thomas. What is we talking about, y'all? Spirit Airlines done went out of business over the weekend. My baby is stuck in St. Thomas. My 17-year-old daughter went to St. Thomas with her best friend and their family, and they all stuck over there, y'all, because when Spirit decided to go out of, stop playing, y'all. This is the government, and that shit is shutting down again. They can't even come back, y'all, to the 13th. Plane tickets right now, $1,400 one way. If I did want to get my baby back before the 13th, I would have to pay $700, but then it's layovers for hours, right? So you got to realize, y'all, like, hey, I say thank God you with family, because if she just went over there by herself, I would be a crazy mama right now. Well, no, if she went up by herself, I would fly there and go get her and come back. She and me, right? But because she's over there with family, but yeah, they stuck in St. Thomas, y'all, to the 13th. Because I'm talking about everything got canceled and they are not trying to help people out. And because everybody is now being rerouted, it's expensive as hell to fly anywhere, y'all. So what you got to realize, y'all, is that Yeah, exactly. So what you gotta realize though, y'all, we ain't never seen this. Not in my lifetime. I'm 50 years old. We ain't never seen this where a whole damn airline just go out of business because the government ain't got no money, right? So you gotta realize, y'all, what we're in though. And then you gotta take advantage though, because there's going to be a restart, y'all, just like it was after COVID. There's always a restart, y'all. Everything in this world is cyclical. What makes me a great CPA, y'all, is that I follow the patterns of life. Investments, all of that stuff, follow it. If you got extra money right now, put it in the stock market. Everything plummeted anyway. But guess what? Everything rises. Everything in this world is cyclical, y'all. Ain't nothing new. Every 7 to 8 years, we go through some shit, y'all. And you realize that. So you don't panic. I don't even watch the news. I don't care what the hell going on in this world, right? I don't even care. I own my own businesses. I would never be dependent upon this world for a job. Y'all are insane. All right, if y'all are dependent on this world for y'all paycheck, you better start figuring out a business, y'all, and it need to be online because that is the energy. They don't want you outside. That's why I got gas prices high. They want you in your house because they really don't want people to socialize. But guess what? You can still socialize, y'all. That's why we started Discord. When they shut y'all ass again this time, you gonna be on Discord, y'all, because you still going to want to connect with like-minded people. And the issue is, y'all, when the economy and the government shut down last time, people didn't know who they were. So a lot of people was offing themselves. They were unaliving themselves because they didn't know who they were. Now the whole damn universe shut down. People don't know who they are. They didn't even know what to do with themselves. Well, let's be clear, y'all. Now we as a collective are very different people. We welcome solace, right? We welcome that time alone because that's how you hear from God, y'all. So now when we going into this energy now, welcome the quiet, welcome the solitude because God is going to teach you everything. So when we come back out of this one, the chosen, you gonna be winning. You gonna be leading, y'all. Make sure y'all follow my business pages, all right? I'm putting more business content out under the Lady Collective on YouTube, the Lady CPA. I'm doing a live, matter of fact, y'all, I got an interview tomorrow with Rolling Out Magazine. Stop playing, y'all. I got an interview I'm doing with Rolling Out tomorrow. On Thursday, my Lady CPA on Instagram, I'm going live with 2 other women, white women, money making women, right, on Instagram on Thursday. So y'all got to make sure y'all follow all of me on all of my platforms, y'all. So on Instagram, follow the Lady CPA. On Facebook, the Lady CPA. The Lady Collective is my and I've got to start growing that YouTube up as well because that's always been my one for business, y'all. But I say that to say, y'all, right, in the energy of union, right? See, yin yang is the collective. This is not a representation of your twin flame. This is a representation, y'all, of your journey to becoming balanced within yourself. When you become balanced, the world can't scare you, y'all. That's why I am a twin flame coach. I don't care about you connecting with your person. Connecting with your person is a result of you coming into alignment. At the point you come into alignment, you always gonna connect with your person if that is your desire. But you gotta come into alignment with you first. When you come into alignment, y'all, people can't scare you. They can't scare you. Like, they can't be talking about threats of war and think you give a fuck. Like, they can't be talking about government shutdown and we can't travel. You don't care. Like, you are so balanced within yourself that you created money, right? You created money, wealth, right, for yourself, businesses online for yourself. So even if people can't drive, you still got money, right? People like that don't live in fear, y'all. This me. This me. I don't live in fear. Right, at all. Because even the businesses that I have, it don't matter if the government shut down. You always gonna need a CPA, motherfucker. All right? The businesses that my king and I have, it don't matter if this shit shut down. People still gonna need service, right? And he's in a service-based industry outside. They want their shit to look nice. Stop playing. So when you are in construction, design, all of that, people gonna always need your services, y'all. What you gotta do is build businesses based on the needs, not AI. You can't build a business off AI, y'all. You got to build a business sustainable, which is going within. All right. So I say this to say, with the root chakra in the reverse, the major issue right now between the masculine and the feminine is staying in your lane, y'all. I could never make it up. Your channel song, girl, that thing say, stay in my lane. Yeah, somebody, you got to stay in your lane. God is saying you got to be patient, y'all. That is the mutual energy because right now God is rebranding or restabilizing the foundation of this world, y'all. Let's be clear. If you feel like your relationship, your love, or even your journey is kind of off balance right now, of course it is, y'all. The world off balance. We got people pretending that somebody's shooting at a correspondence lunch. Who cares? Who is going to even bring a gun into something like that? Don't nobody care about that president enough to be trying to do nothing to his dumb ass. Let's be clear. Don't nobody care about these people, y'all. Nobody cares enough to be trying to unalive anybody. Not them motherfuckers. We done had how many presidents in office and nobody tried to be unalive more than this man. That man be setting that stuff up, y'all. And when you realize that all of your setup, you don't watch the news, I could care less. I do not watch the news. All right, y'all. Let's clarify, y'all. All right, let's clarify. So I want to see. So right now it's patience. All right, we got to be patient. All right, yin yang is in the upright, but there's something going on in the root chakra. Why is the root chakra in reverse? Why is the root chakra contract in reverse? All right, karmic contracts, y'all. What did I just say? I love it. The karmic contracts are being canceled, y'all. Contract is in the reverse. So when you realize that there is an entire karmic timeline that is collapsing right now, y'all, people can't come back, right? They cannot come back. So when you realize that, right, you got to understand that these contracts outside of divine unions, what is that? Your soul tribe. Divine union ain't just about your person, y'all. It's about your soul tribe. It's about the job you desire, right? It's about the friends that you desire, right? It's all of those things that you desire, y'all. It's never about a person. The person is just the add-on to you coming into alignment. So when you realize that the other contracts that were unaligned, they just can't come with you, y'all. They can't. So when you realize that a lot of these contracts, these karmic contracts, they're coming to an end. So what it is doing, it could be bringing up some type of internal fears within you. Yeah, because your third eye, I could never make it up. Y'all, look, I'm talking about it. The sixth chakra, y'all, your third eye, Archangel Metatron, y'all, with the temple path. Say that, God. The temple path, y'all, with the third eye. See, now as a chosen, as you begin to follow your third eye in the temple path, that is the path that God has set forward for you. When you begin to follow that in your life, y'all, people know that they can't fuck with that, y'all. They can't. Every contract that has tried to come up against you is now null and void because people can no longer fuck with you. Why? Because your third eye on fleek about what? The connections that you desire in your life. Now that people can no longer scare you or fear, right? Instill fear in you about relationships, about your children, about your job, about your man, about whatever it is, y'all. Their fear is no longer working because you listen to God, y'all. That is your third eye about what? Your path. What is that? The path of creation, y'all. 8:44 a.m. 8 is manifestation. 4, that's foundation. That's 11:11 all day, y'all. So when you realize that this has always been a part of your path, which is 12. What is 12, y'all? 3 is what? Creation. 3 is creation. So when you realize that God has actually created this path for you, right? Then you understand that the connections, right, are also connections, right, for you. Somebody, you have connections, but you had to learn how to listen to your third eye. So whatever is taking place within the masculine and feminine collective right now is really about you listening to your third eye. Yeah, listening to your third eye. Y'all, really recapturing your own joy of your soul. It says feelings and awareness bring about the understanding. Too incredible to be accurately described. This is your light, y'all. Your light. It says light beings through mind. I foresee was waiting for me and I intend to receive. I foresee was waiting for me, y'all. Your channel song is Light by Joy and Soul. And you foresee, it says, ignite the darkness and chase your shadows. Find peace in that chaos to ascend. Find your light. That is your channel song, y'all. Light by Joy and Soul. So when you realize that, y'all, that internal light is your light, y'all. But you can only find that light, y'all. It came out again. I didn't even look at the other card that fell. Stop, y'all. Twice, y'all. Your third eye right now is the leading guide for connections and your path, y'all. Stop playing. The temple path and caring connections. The only connections that you can have at this point in your life are the ones that resonate with God. That's it. That's all. If it does not speak to your third eye, or if there is anything in your third eye that says, I can't do it, then you cannot do it, y'all. It is your third eye. You'll get used to it, love. Justin, I love that, Justin. I'm an empath myself. It's hard to used to it though. Yep, for real, one is very difficult. It is, but let me tell you, y'all, the measure of an empath, I'm the highest level of empath. Stop playing, y'all, right? Is shutting it down though. Like most people do not. They tell you as an empath, what do y'all hear people say? I just got to stay around from negative energy because I just feel deeply. No, you don't have to stay around from around it. You got to be able to see that shit so that you don't ingest it. You ain't got to ingest negative energy. People crazy, y'all. But what people do not teach empaths is that you don't have to transmute the energy. You choose to. You got to watch that show, y'all. It's called, I see it. It's on Netflix. It's a Sagma, the Winx Sagma. I think it's called Winx, Winx. I want to say it's called the Winx Saga of like fairies or something on Netflix. The character that plays the empath, y'all, that is a best description because she's an empath, but she didn't want to use her empathic abilities to help the warriors fight because what she was doing, y'all, was taking on the energy versus teaching people how to sit in their own energy. As a real empath, y'all, you gotta be a mirror, right? You gotta be a mirror. And when you understand that, right, all you do is show people themselves. You don't take it in. Right? You don't know. You just show them themselves. So if you come to me in negative energy, bitch, you finna get negative energy back. Right? If you come to me full of arrogance and ego, bitch, you finna get arrogance and ego back. You become the mirror. So now you are not taking on the energy that they are projecting. You showing them themselves. When you show people who they are, they don't like it. They don't like it, y'all. They do not like it. They go away. Right? People don't come around me because I mirror them. If you negative, you get negativity. If you look at me like that, you're going to get that shit back. Right? So whatever it is that you give off, you become the mirror to them, and then you don't take on the energy. You make them fix theirs. Right? You make them fix theirs, y'all. And most people, they don't teach empaths that. They teach you to, oh my God, if these people don't like me, then what am I going to do? And then I'm going to have to make them like me. Now I'm going to have to prove myself to them because I really care for these people and I love them so much. And I just want everybody to know that I love them. Fuck them people. Don't nobody care about them goddamn people. Thank you, love. Thank you. All right. Nobody cares about them damn people, y'all. And if people would have taught us that long time ago, many empaths would not have had to experience the narcissistic abuse that we've had to experience, y'all. Right? We would have not had to experience except for the fact that nobody told us that, y'all. They told us to keep allowing people to trauma dump, right? Trauma dump on us. And now you advise these people, you teach these people, you pour into these people. Hell no, you become a mirror to these people. Show people their trauma, they'll heal it. Show people their neediness, they'll heal it. Show people their mean asses, y'all. People are mean. And at the point you start being mean, they don't like that shit. They don't like it, y'all. I'm talking about it, y'all. You can be the most loving and light person ever, and people will take advantage of you. When you show up and you start showing people their goddamn self, guess what? They don't like it. They do not like it. So now when they was showing up mean and nasty to you and they ain't want to be bothered with you, and then they come around you and you give them that same energy back, they be talking about, dang, what's wrong with collective? Collective is showing you, right? The collective is showing you. Right? And when you do that, guess what you do? You now no longer take in that energy. Most empaths are tired. You got to sleep all the time. You don't like going out around people and all of that stuff because you have not learned how to put yourself in a bubble. I can go out, y'all, and read everybody around me and not feel any ways about it. I ain't tired. I ain't doing none of it. You put yourself in a protective bubble that says, don't bring that energy over here, but I see you. All right. So somebody now you're beginning to understand that every connection, we talking about empaths too, right, y'all? So every connection as someone who is deeply sensitive, that's all it is, y'all. Being an empath means that you're just deeply sensitive to your surroundings, to the energy around you, because you were taught that you had to. Most empaths grew up in a home, y'all, where they were not safe. So you had to depend on your own intuitive guidance. What is that? Your third eye, to keep you safe. You had to depend on the feelings in your body, the anxiety, the heart palpitations, right? To say, oh, red alert, red alert. Somebody finna come home throwing shit. Somebody finna come home cussing and acting crazy. Oh shit, red alert, red alert. Daddy been drinking tonight. That motherfucker finna be abusive. All right, red alert, right? It is your energy, y'all. It's your energy. And when you grow up in traumatic homes, right, you begin to anticipate the needs of your parents because they crazy as fuck. Right? So now you over here anticipate, is this bitch finna be crazy and beat me today? Is this motherfucker crazy? He gonna hit on me today? Whatever it is, y'all, you begin to anticipate the needs. That's your third eye. But what, as a child, what you do is what? Okay, well, let me clean up. Let me make sure everything is good. All right, let me make sure I don't set this person off, right? So it teaches you to begin to anticipate the needs of others. But that was never your responsibility. Right? It was never your responsibility to appease your mama so she wouldn't come home in a bad mood. It was never, y'all, your responsibility to have to anticipate if your daddy was drunk and was going to come home acting stupid. That was never your position, right? But as a child, right, you learn how to anticipate the needs of abusive parents, y'all. That's all it is. So now as an adult, you begin to anticipate, right, the same needs of others. And now you the one over here talking about, I got to make sure that I'm good, right? I got to make sure it's survival mode, y'all. So absolutely. So now what you're beginning to understand, y'all, is that all of the connections around you, they have to, y'all, if they don't speak to this, your third eye, right? Your third eye, if they don't speak to this, then you can't be around it, y'all. So what that is doing, though, is ending a lot of karmic contracts. Beautiful. It is. It's ending, y'all, a lot of, yeah, my mother frightened me. That bitch was so unpredictable. Yeah, there was never no pleasing that one. Mine either, love. Welcome to the club, right? No pleasing to this damn day. No pleasing. No matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough. So what you do, y'all, you stop giving a fuck. You stop giving, you stop caring, and you stop responding. That's it. You stop trying to anticipate the needs of others and then make them feel better because they miserable. Them people be miserable, y'all. They be miserable as hell. And I'm talking about come in hollering. Say that. I'm talking about slamming doors, y'all. You sleep. You don't even know what the fuck going on. And they come in the house hollering, slamming doors, all of that shit. What does it do for a child? It upsets your nervous system, y'all. It upsets your nervous system. So now you over here like, the fuck is going on with my life right now, right? But what you got to realize, y'all, all it does, it keeps you in trauma response. All right. It keeps you in trauma response. All right. So somebody now, doors are beginning to open, y'all. Yeah. I got adjacent possibilities. So now I feel like as a lot of these karmic contracts have ended for the collective, y'all, there are many doors that are beginning to open. I'm seeing harmony. All right. Harmony. Someone's name could be Harmony, or I'm seeing the number 6, which represents harmony. All right. 24 or 42 could be significant, but you're beginning to understand that really all you needed was balance, y'all. The angel of balance, right? All you needed was balance, y'all. And as long as you stayed in abusive situations, it keeps your nervous system out of alignment, y'all. Many children, they don't have ADD or ADHD. Their nervous systems are out of alignment because their homes are chaotic, y'all. These children homes be chaotic, so then they go to school being chaotic, y'all. So what you gotta understand, I'm so glad you reborn, right? But what you gotta understand, y'all, is that these are trauma responses. And Lord knows we love Jesus, but Jesus ain't never told nobody to heal their trauma response. Jesus ain't never told these kids that they're growing up in abusive homes and they really need to be healed. Jesus ain't never teach y'all that you need to heal. And the greater one is on the inside, which is God. And many of these children, y'all, ain't nobody telling them that you need to heal because your mother abused you, because your father abused you, because you begin to not understand what these trauma responses are. Then kids go to school and they begin to act out. Why? Because they are in trauma and ain't nobody trying to get these kids help. Y'all want to throw a Bible at them. That's stupid. These kids need counseling. These kids need therapy. They don't need to read about Jesus. They don't understand Jesus when they ain't got breakfast. They don't understand Jesus when they living in poverty. They don't understand how some Jesus is going to help them when these kids can't even eat breakfast in the morning because their mama's abusive. Right? So what you got to understand is that all you do is create trauma in children, and now you don't know how to heal it because ain't nobody tell them that they don't need ADHD medicine. They don't need Ritalin. They need to calm their nervous system and get out of fear. It's fear. Everything is fear. That's why these dumbass people be coming on here trying to scare y'all. Fear, right? Fear mongering. It keeps people stuck. Go, Jesus, you gonna die and go to hell. Oh my God, you gonna die and go to hell. Now your ass scared and you too scared to heal. And that is the problem, y'all. Many people are afraid to heal because they're afraid to die and go to hell. So many people won't even listen to me, which is messages of healing, because y'all see a card. Like I ever gave a fuck about what people think. Y'all people could kiss my ass. Anywho, right? So I say that to say, y'all, many people will never do the healing work because they are too afraid. And the church and these Jesus preaching motherfuckers want to keep y'all scared of doing what? Dying and going to hell. All y'all can think about every day that you went to church was if you was going to die and go to hell. But ain't never nobody tell you to go to therapy. Go figure out why you still hurting. Go figure out why you still having nightmares. Oh, you need to be delivered from what? Your mama? You can't be delivered from your mama. You need to heal the trauma that your mother instilled in you. You don't need to be delivered from your daddy. This is trauma, not a demon. And it's too many dumbass people that grew up in the church thinking they was on some type of demonic attack. No, your mama attacking you. Your daddy attacking you. Your sisters attacking you. The haters attacking you. Ain't no fucking devil attaching you. It's the people that you keep around you, y'all. And people do not understand that. And all they want to do is concentrate on the fear versus the healing. Well, I bring the discord, motherfuckers, because I teach people how to heal. I don't give a fuck if you go to church. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck if you believe in spirituality. I don't give a fuck if you burn crystals. I don't give a fuck. All I want y'all to do is heal, right? Heal. Total destruction, y'all, of the worldview and the church. Because all of that shit is rooted in fear. Too many spiritual people, all they want to talk about is voodoo and death magic all the time. Somebody being spiritually attacked. Ooh, y'all under spiritual attack. Ooh, it's spiritual warfare. So now all your ass doing is praying spiritual warfare every day and you ain't thanking God for his grace and kindness, for her grace and kindness. Right? There's a balance in everything, y'all. I don't give a fuck about the spiritual streets. I don't give a fuck about the church. I don't give a fuck about anybody other than me. And that's what everybody should. Care about you. Care about yourself enough to look at yourself and heal. Care about your bloodline enough to break these generational curses of the imposter syndrome. Because the imposter syndrome says this: I'm going to play church, but ain't no church in me. Why? Because God is the church. And God is on the inside. So everybody that want to play church, God is the church. But you are the church. It was never about a building. It was never about Jesus. It wasn't about none of that shit, y'all. It was about God. One universal God, a spirit of energy. And people, they want to make it about them, y'all. They want to make it about them, child. And as long as they can make it about them, then you'll never make it about you, which is your healing. Somebody you walked away. Beautiful. Walking away, y'all. Beautiful. Somebody, you are walking away because you know that there are so many possibilities that are open and available to you at this time, y'all. Somebody, you are walking away from old mindsets, right? You walking away. Yeah, rest and rejuvenation is in the reverse. Somebody, you're realizing that the people around you, they fucking up your energy, y'all. When you realize, right, that people around you are really the ones that are causing you to get off of your path. These are the karmic contracts, y'all. And when you end these, Vietnam, somebody, you could be from Vietnam. Why am I saying Vietnam? Vietnam? Yeah, I don't know. I saw Vietnam, y'all. All right, somebody, Tony. Someone's name could be Tony, TJ. All right, but walking away. So is this the energy of walking away is showing you, right, that as you walk away, that's how you bring yourself back into balance, right? That is how you bring yourself back into balance, y'all. It's not until you walk away from the world, literally from the world's view or the opinion of the world. Many people are afraid, y'all. Fear. People are living in fear because of what people think. Judgment and condemnation is what keeps people from living in authenticity. Simple. Judgment and condemnation, y'all, is what keeps people living in fear. It's fear of judgment. What my mama them gonna think? What my sister them gonna think? Don't give a fuck about what people think. They weren't trying to help you when you didn't have shit. They weren't trying to come and get you and help you with your kids and pay your light bills and do nothing. They weren't trying to do shit but talk about you. And as long as people stay in the fear of condemnation of others, you'll never be able to see what's possible. Somebody, you got multiple doors of opportunity that's available, but you had to walk away. Yeah, because I could never make it up. Blossoming abundance. It is at the point, y'all, that you learn how to walk away, right? Walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. When you finally learn how to walk away, y'all, guess what happened? Now you call back your power. Right? Now you call back your power. Now you truly, right, understand what it is that God always desired for you, which is what? This, your own balance. When you balance your own masculine and feminine energy, what does that look like? You listen to God. You believe in God. You follow your third eye. You don't have a problem speaking, advocating for yourself. You live through your heart. Your confidence is at an all-time high. You create, right, with your sacral energy, but most of all, you take care of yourself in your root chakra. And most people don't have roots chakra that is in the upright, meaning that you don't have money, you don't have security, you don't have stability. And when your root chakra is not in the upright, meaning that it's not balanced, then you need people. And as long as you need people to pay your bills, as long as you need people to watch your kids, as long as you depend on others for anything in your life, they will always control you, y'all. That's the spirit of Jezebel. Y'all know church folk always want to talk about Jezebel. The spirit of Jezebel is the spirit of control. And only people that can control you are the people that you need. People that you don't need can't control you, y'all. So when you realize that you have to take control over your own life, and when you take control over your life, now the people opinions and all of that, it never matter, y'all. People don't like me because I'm self-made and a motherfucker. You know, that's me and my king thing. We self-made, y'all, because self-made people can't be controlled because I ain't get my shit from you. I got it from God. I got it because I'm educated, because I own several businesses, right? Because I know who the fuck I am in God, y'all. And people like that, you fear, stop playing, because people can't scare you. Bullies, y'all, bullies thrive off of fear. So people who are self-made cannot be bullied because you don't depend on other people. And when you don't depend on other people, they can't control you. People scared of what they can't control. Always remember that. People fear what they cannot control. And that's why they want to control y'all through fear. So as long as they can make y'all scared of tarot cards, right? Scared of the devil, scared of all of this shit, they can control you. But people cannot control one who does not fear. All right? Beautiful energy today, y'all. All right, what else do we need to know? All right, we're going to get out of here. Magician in the mirror. Beautiful, y'all. Magician in the mirror. Somebody you walking into your power. That's it. That's all. 53, y'all. 5 and 3 is 8. 8 is manifestation. We are walking into the era of manifestation, right? Walking in the era, y'all. If y'all need guidance, y'all, this path isn't easy. All right, this path isn't easy, y'all. So if you are walking this path and you need guidance, y'all, that's why I created my Discord channel. We have a prayer closet in Discord. If you just simply need somebody to pray for you, child, put it in the prayer closet, y'all. If you just need to vent, go to the Karmic's Gone Wild channel, y'all. If you need to vent about a karmic situation in your life, you can vent. Go to Karmic's Gone Wild and then put the lesson in there. Or we'll chime in and say, okay, this is the lesson, right? Go to the guidance channels, the astrology channel, the music channels, y'all, the divine masculine channel. Like, we have all of these channels set up in Discord, y'all, so that when we get off of these lives and life get the life in, you can go, have a good day, man. You can go and say, you know what? Let me go on over here to Discord. Because guess what, y'all? When you get to talking real, at some point they'll shut all your shit down. But guess what? We'll always have our own platform so that we can stand for what many people will never stand for. And that's authenticity. That's it, y'all. That's all I stand for, is authenticity. I'd rather you be a horrible person and be a real person to be some fake Christian and you the devil. That's stupid. I'd rather listen to somebody who is authentically themselves, however that looks, than to listen to somebody that's talking about they love the Lord and cussing people out and being nasty and negative, low vibrational people. I love the Lord, but yeah, I'm gossiping all day long. That's stupid. All right. Magician in the mirror, y'all. Beautiful energy. Yeah, this is the end of a cycle, y'all. The world. Beautiful. Somebody, you're closing out of a cycle in your life, because now you have truly discovered the path that God has for you. Yeah, your channel song, y'all, is Walking in My Purpose. Yeah. Somebody, Timothy, Tim, could be someone's name. Lara, Aaliyah, A-L-I-A, Lara, L-A-R-A, or Timothy. All right, any of those could be significant. Somebody, you're now beginning to close out certain cycles in your life so that you can truly align with the path that God has for you. You're really beginning to understand your own power and what it is that you're manifesting. You listening to God, y'all. The seventh chakra, beautiful. It's your connection to source, y'all. When you understand your connection to source, you don't need guidance from anybody, y'all. You think I give a fuck about anybody else's guidance when I'm a direct channel to God? Right? Do you think that you care about what other people think when you know that you have a direct channel to God? All right, somebody, you grew up Catholic. The reason they told Catholic people, y'all, to go to confessional behind a goddamn cage and talk to this man to be forgiven is so that you would put power in that priest. That priest ain't got no fucking power. Most of them priests was molesting kids any goddamn way. Stop playing, right? So when you realize that all people are doing is telling you to put power in a man outside of God on the inside of you, that's what that's about. All right, somebody, know you're beginning to realize that God is you and you are God. What is that? Your connection to God is a one-on-one relationship. It was never about all these extra people. You ain't need the priest. You ain't need Mary Magdalene. You ain't need no rosary beads and shit. You ain't need the confessional. You ain't need Jesus. You ain't need the pastor in the pulpit. You didn't need none of that shit. All your ass had to do was listen to God. But the fact that most people do not have an ear to hear, they cannot listen to God. But why do they not have an ear to hear, y'all? Because of trauma. The only thing that separates you and God is your trauma, your hurt, your abuse, and all of that. And at the point that you can heal your trauma, now you can effectively listen to God, y'all. But people ain't teaching you that. They ain't teaching you that. They want to teach you to go listen to the pastor that's sleeping with everybody in the church and making babies and cheating on his wife. That's stupid. Go listen to them, though. Because he a man of God. Okay. Somebody, you're embracing your journey. Your journey. And your journey ain't got to do with nobody else's journey. This is your journey. Why? Because ain't nobody else on this but you, y'all. And every sign is there. God points you in every direction of this journey. All you got to do is be willing to do what? Take it alone. Most people don't want to be by themselves. So you need a whole church full of people to tell you you right. You need a whole church full of people to tell you about your journey. You need somebody in a pulpit yelling at you to tell you about your journey. This journey is a journey of alone. You came in this world by yourself, and you will leave by yourself. So why do you need to get directions from anybody other than God? That's stupid. So what you got to realize, y'all, is this journey is yours and yours alone. All right, somebody, you're completing the journey. That's what God is saying, y'all. We got journey to the world, y'all. journey to the world. Y'all, somebody, you've completed the journey. Yeah, and now you finna walk into the abundance because all you did was listen to your intuition about the people around you. Y'all, stop playing. Community in the reverse. Somebody, you listened, yeah, to your younger self. Your channel song is to my younger self. Somebody, you begin to listen to your inner child. And let me tell you, right, the reason, right, that most children, right, the reason that most children speak truth is because they're innocent, y'all. Children haven't been hurt, right? So when children speak, it's honest, y'all. Children speak out of honesty because they haven't been hurt. So when you heal your inner child, right, that's when now you listen to your intuition. See, most people were hurt at the age of what? 12, 13, 16, 22, 18, right? And at the 11, right? At the point you were hurt, that's the point that your inner child became traumatized, right? At that point, you couldn't trust yourself because you lost your innocence, y'all. And at the point you no longer are a child, it's very difficult to hold on to your innocence. Your innocence is your intuition. That is the connection to God, right? So at the point you have been violated and certain things have taken place in your life, y'all, it's 9/11. All right, put 9/11 in the comments, right? At the point certain things have taken place in your life as a child, now you can no longer trust yourself because someone broke your trust. So now you're not listening to yourself, y'all. So many people, because of the trauma you have experienced as a child, you simply cut off your intuition. At the point that you cut off your intuition, that's when, guess what? Things begin to happen in your life. Somebody, now as you've healed your inner child, guess what? You listening. Now it's your abundance, y'all. Somebody, you cutting off communities of people. And as you do that, every financial constraint you have is going to be reversed, y'all. See, financial constraints is in the reverse, but community is in the reverse, y'all. So when you keep people around you who are not supposed to be with you, they cannot go where God is taking you. You got to be able to cut it off, y'all. Somebody, you are that angel of love, but in your healing, you realize that you can't heal everybody, y'all. You can't heal everybody. So at the point you take your power back and you put all of that energy back into you, you begin to listen to your intuition. Now somebody, blessings, cornucopia. A cornucopia of blessings, y'all. A cornucopia of blessings is available to you. And when you realize that, right, all of the blessings are available. Somebody, you got a lot of blessings. Yeah, you got a lot of blessings, y'all, that is coming in for you at this time because you decided to take the journey, rest and rejuvenation. Yeah, somebody, you had to walk away. That's it, y'all. Beautiful. All four of them. Let me see if I can get it out. Somebody, you begin to see, right, that anything that was costing you your strength, you had to walk away. This is your journey, y'all. Journey came out again. Journey, but this time rest and rejuvenation is in the upright because you realize you had to walk away, y'all. Angel of strength is in the reverse. Somebody, you walked away from a lack of confidence, right? You walked away from anything that was making you second guess your own strength. You walked away, y'all, from anything that was making you second guess your own power in this world. Somebody, you walked away, and because of that, you now have your own strength. All right, let me get you guys your closing. All right, closing messages for today, y'all. All right, let's get some higher purpose messages. All right, y'all, I pray y'all have a beautiful day. Monday motivation, y'all. All right, the moon energy is beautiful, and now it's time to release. I tell you, you never want to do releasing until after the moon begins to wane. So we are now in the waning stages of the moon. So it's time to release, y'all. Close out karmic cycles, all right, and release whatever has been stopping you from truly accepting this journey, right? The journey to wherever God is taking you, y'all. That is the journey. All right, so tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, it won't be long, all right, but we will have a releasing session, all right, releasing whatever it is that you have been feel like has been stopping you. May 5th, y'all, if you follow astrology, is the best energy for contracts, for business ventures, right? Rebranding, right? If you're ready to rebrand your business, you feeling like you need new colors, you feel like you need a new website, right? You feel like you need a whole new identity, right? This energy, y'all, is conducive, right, to that. So you just got to understand where you are. Sometimes y'all be trying to do certain things, right, in business and in life, but you don't follow astrology, y'all. And you got to be able to understand when it's time to do certain things, y'all. You got to keep going. You got to keep showing up for yourself, y'all. Somebody, you doing it, and you doing it for your younger self. Yeah, somebody, you doing it, and you doing it for your younger self. All right, let's get you some higher purpose messages, y'all. All right, so I'll be back here in the morning, y'all, at 7:15. All right, tomorrow, Tuesday, on Discord, we will have a releasing ritual. All right, releasing whatever it is that has been stopping you from manifesting the blessings, right, that you have prayed for into your life. All right, that's 7 p.m. on Discord. All right, somebody, you're a shaman, and it's time for you to act like it, is what God just said. Yeah, somebody, you are a shaman, and it's time for you to act like it. Yeah, you are a whole earth angel, y'all. It says shaman and earth angel. It says a shaman is a priest or priestess who uses magic for the purpose of curing the sick, divining the hidden, and controlling events. Shamans have the ability to heal. All right, have the ability to heal the sick, to communicate with the other world, and often to escort the souls of the dead to the other world. You are a guide, right? You are a guide. All right, someone, you are an earth angel. It says the following qualities: sensitive, gentle, lighthearted, full of unconditional love, love for others, right? Caring to the point of putting others before themselves. Earth angels are highly evolved spiritual beings. Somebody, you're an earth angel. Let me make this quick announcement before I finish. If you have booked a love reading, all right, love readings are on special. Please send me a message, though. I need to know if you are in separation, if you in union, if it's new love or old love. Like, don't just be talking about I want a love reading, because I don't know what your intention is for the love reading, right? So are you in union or are you in separation, right? You got to send me something, y'all. Just I want a love reading, because I'm just going to pull the general reading energy, and then you're going to be mad, right? So at least let me know if you have booked, if you are in union or separation. That's really all I need to know. Anything else, you can put it in there, right? All right. So let me know if you have booked. I have returned some. If you booked prior to Thursday of last week, yours has already been returned. Check your spam. If you booked Thursday or after, those are coming back today. All right, somebody, you're an earth angel. All right, let's see. It says, yeah, Psalms 107, 28 through 31. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he brought them out of their distress. He stilled the storm to a whisper. Yeah, God is quiet in somebody's mouth, is what I heard. The waves of the sea were hushed. They were glad when it grew calm, and he guided them to their desired haven. Somebody, God is guiding you right now, and God is also going to silence. Yeah, God is going to silence the mouth of a lot of people around you. This is somebody's message. You are promoting universal unity. That is a symbolize, y'all, of universal unity, shared bonds, and you're balancing, right? We are all connected. And anyone, y'all, who promotes universal unity, you know people be against that, y'all. You know people be against that. People want division, y'all. That's why it can't just be God. It got to be Father, God, and the Holy Spirit, right? It got to be Jesus. What is it, y'all? Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and God. It just can't be one, y'all. It just can't be. People won't let it, right? So you got to realize that people promote division. They promote division. They promote breaking things up, denominations, right? Everything got to be a denomination. It just cannot be unity, because people don't want people to be united. As long as, hey Deja, as long, y'all, as people can keep y'all separated, that is the goal. Anyone who promotes universal unity, you damn well better believe that people are preaching against you. So guess what? Keep promoting it, y'all. Keep promoting universal unity. There is one God. That's it. Don't nothing else matter other than your God. One God, the one who created the heavens and the earth, the one who created you. That's it, y'all. There is one God. It don't, none of that other shit ever matter, y'all. And that's what people cannot dispute, which is why they got to go dispute everything else. Nobody can dispute that there is a God. Nobody can. Science can't even dispute that shit. Y'all stop playing, right? So at the point you realize that the one thing that is irrefutable is God, then guess what they got to do? Add. They got to add stuff to it, child, so that then, right, if you already booked and you did not send me the information, you can email it or go to my website. You can either email me your information if you've already booked your reading, the lady empath 1111 at Gmail. All right, you can either email me the information, or when you go to the website and the little chat box pop up, you can put it in that chat box as well on my website. All right, y'all. Anyone, I'm hearing God say though, right? The voices are being silenced, right? The whispers are being silenced because what you're promoting is universal unity. And anyone who understands true love, right, and universal unity, only those who want to separate and divide will show up, y'all. The only people that show up on my live and want to talk shit is because they want to promote separation. Because the only thing I teach is unity consciousness, right? The only thing I teach is everyone coming together under one platform, one God, and loving yourself, right? You ain't got to love other people. I don't care about other people. You need to love yourself. And at the point you love yourself, nobody needs to tell you no commandments to keep. Ain't nobody got to tell you not to steal, not to kill, not to lie, not to cheat. Nobody has to tell you any of that, y'all. You don't need a fucking Bible when you love yourself, because nobody is going to do things that are going to hurt themselves when you love yourself. And the people who teach people how to heal and love themselves, we unpopular. People don't really like us, y'all, because when you start loving yourself, you start seeing other people. And when you start seeing other people, it's easy to cut them off, y'all, right? So you got to think, people like me, my messages ain't popular, because I'm telling people to fuck everybody else and love yourself. I don't give a fuck about your mama them. Love yourself. I don't give a fuck about your daddy them. Love yourself. I don't give a fuck about your grown kids. Love yourself, right? Thank you. All right, Mona, email me. All right, closing messages. You are the divine feminine. All right, you are, y'all. It says nurturing, intuitive, receptive, empathetic, creative, compassionate, graceful, wise, harmonious, and mystical. Embrace your intuition, nurture with compassion, and flow with grace. Let wisdom guide and creativity blossom, embodying the harmonious spirit of the divine feminine within. That is who we are, y'all, as the chosen. Ancient whispers. Listen closely today, y'all, for the ancient ones are guiding you. Their wisdom will illuminate your path. God will always give you clear direction, y'all. All right, somebody, it's your clairsentience. All right, clairsentience. It says, often referred to as clear feeling or clear sensing, is a form of extrasensory perception where a person acquires psychic knowledge primarily through intuitive feelings. Individuals with clairsentience, y'all, may experience profound emotional sensations or physical sensations that give them insight into the feelings or presence of others, right? It says their physical senses. This ability is often described as a deep internal knowing, y'all. Empathic ability. It's your knowing, y'all. And people cannot tell you what you don't know. Like, you have an inner knowing, y'all. And people that be trying to gaslight you out of what you know, those are narcissists, y'all. Those are people that are trying to pressure you into not knowing what you know you know. That is clairsentience. Somebody you know what you know. And people can't tell you that you don't know what you know. All right? Let me get you guys some advice for today. All right, advice. All right, I will be sending personal readings out today. I also will be posting to the channel. Now that I'm not doing TikTok lives, then I can post more content here, y'all. So I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, y'all. Now that I'm over here, right, TikTok, I will be posting reels. Now, let's be clear. I still will be posting my reels on TikTok, channeling music. I may still be on live on TikTok on Sundays, right, for Soul Sunday. But I will be here every morning, Monday through Friday. All right, y'all. You're too amazing to follow everyone else. Remember that, y'all. You are too, right? Amazing. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all connect y'all subscriptions. I wish we had an easier way to do it, y'all, because I'm telling you, Marky, I ain't gonna lie, I find it confusing. I honestly feel like y'all need to go to Discord and just download Discord. At the point you download Discord, you can go to the WAP and connect the subscription. But I feel like getting people to go to WAP first, they're not understanding that, okay, now you in WAP and you subscribe, but they don't know how to get back over to Discord. So I would honestly prefer people to just join on the Discord and have a way for them to just subscribe, y'all, because unlike most people, you tell me to click on this link, it's saying subscribe. They subscribe, but people don't know that they got to now connect, right, the WAP to the Discord. So y'all got to figure that out on my back end. That's for my staff. Y'all got to figure out an easy way. Because I'm telling you, I've had people say the same thing. I subscribe, but now how I get the Discord? Well, I'm letting y'all know you got to download the Discord app to your phone first. Set up a Discord account. Then if you click on the WAP subscription thingy, whatever, right, it'll then be in your Discord. I know, I wish it was a better way. If I can figure out a better way, I'll let y'all know, because I ain't gonna lie, that shit confusing. All right, it says, you're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path. All right, forge your own path, y'all. All right. If y'all are not sure what to do, just go to Discord and start a support ticket. That's why I say it's just easier, y'all. Like, if you don't know, join me on Discord. Drop the Discord link so that they can join the Discord, because in that way they can go to support and figure out how to subscribe, right? I'd rather them go to Discord so that they can say, oh, damn, this is the Discord. Now, how I subscribe, all right? So we need to do that, all right? It says, listen to your body and do what it is asking of you, right? Listen to your body. If y'all have questions now on how to connect the Discord, go in there now and go to the stream room. Somebody, we need to be dropping the Discord link, not the WAP link, because if they need to go to Discord to even figure it out, we need to go to Discord. All right, listen to your body, y'all, and do what it is asking of you. All right, listen to your body today, y'all. All right. It says you have the power, all right, to create the life you love. Remember that, y'all. You have the power, right, to create the life you love. You got to learn how to use it, Mona. Learn how to use it, y'all. I say this, I feel like it's just easier to download Discord and then go into the stream room, right, and allow Marky to show you guys how to connect your accounts to pay for the subscription. But I have found it easier to be on Discord first and then click that link, because if you click the link, right, and you sign up, then it automatically connects you to the Discord. All right, what else the next message? All right. Today it says, stop trying to carry the world. Beautiful, y'all. Stop trying to carry the world. I love it. It says, on your shoulders. Stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders. You don't need, y'all, to carry it, right? You don't need to carry it. You can release the weight, y'all. All right, release the weight. Serve and pray is your song too, y'all. Serve and pray. All right, what is the last message? All right, what is the last message? All right, stay present today, y'all. All right, stay present. Yes, all right, stay present. That's where life happens. All right, stay present, y'all. If you have questions about the Discord, go right to Discord. Go to the support tickets, y'all. Marky is the Discord admin. She's in there all day. You can always click in the stream room. If you in the stream room, she can show y'all how to walk through the app. She can show y'all the different rooms and stuff that are in Discord. All of this is really for y'all to have help, right? I created this because I want people to be able to get off these lives, y'all, right? And still be able to find the support. If you need to get into it, you can copy and paste, right? She just posted it right there in the chat. Copy that in the chat and go into it, or you can go to the website and click on join us on Discord as well, or you can click the link. If you click that link right here, y'all, it's going to take you right to Discord. At that point, you can hit the support ticket or whatever it is that you need so that Marky can show you how to connect your subscription in Discord. Discord is a 7-day trial anyway, right? So you can go in 7 days, check out the rooms, right? See if it's something you're interested in. It is a subscription because I do give content out on Discord. I give workbooks, right? We do soul clearing sessions that I will usually pay for or charge for. I don't charge. I just do them in Discord, right? So when we do the releasing ceremony tomorrow, that'll be in Discord. All right. When I do, some of my classes, the twin flame classes, the core wound classes, all of the classes, y'all, we host those in Discord. So the reason that I created it is so that we can have a platform, right, outside of social media stuff, that we can still host certain classes, right, for the collective. All right. So make sure y'all that y'all join Discord. All right. If y'all need help, just submit a support ticket or pop into that stream room. We can see people when y'all pop into that stream room, and then Marky will be in there to help. We're going to be setting up new stuff all week long, right? Because we rebranding, we redoing some stuff here on YouTube. I got somebody connecting my YouTube to my shop, right, on my Wix website, so that y'all can just purchase products and stuff right in the YouTube live stream and all of that. So we'll see a lot of changes is coming this week, y'all. All right, we are in this energy of the fire horse. It's time to take action, y'all. It's time to take action on what it is that you desire. So whether it's business support, all right, we got a business channel. We got an investment channel, right? You want to know what stocks, what to invest in, right? You want to put that in there, all right? So all of those channels we have developed as a community and a support system for the collective. We got to help elevate each other. We got to help each other win. Ain't nobody else going to do it, right? So you got to be able to do it for yourself. I'm a Shark Tank fan, y'all. And on Shark Tank, the number one thing they tell you, if you find the need, invent it. If you got a need for it, then so do others, right? So that is why I started the Discord. All right, y'all, I want y'all to have an amazing day. I'll be back in the morning, y'all, at 7:15 for your daily guidance. I will be on Discord throughout the day, y'all. I'll be checking the messages. I'll be responding to stuff, y'all. Y'all be putting stuff under general guidance and just chit-chatting. I'll be in there as well, y'all. All right, 1, 2, 3 affirmations is your last song. All right, keep your affirmations going, y'all. And I will pray for y'all all. I will pray for y'all all. Yes, a stock channel. We do have an investments channel. I'm going to start loading information into that channel. And I may actually have my nephew to be over that channel. He's actually my investor. So my nephew manages my stocks. I have stock accounts and stuff, y'all. And my nephew helps me manage it. So I may actually put him over that channel so that he can drop advice and stuff, because I trust the person who advises me. I am never, listen, y'all, I never let people moderate or be in those channels unless I tell them to, or it's me. I am never going to let y'all take guidance from people that don't know what the fuck they talking about. So you will not get investment advice from somebody that don't invest my money. If they invest my money, then they can give y'all advice, right? So I am the only moderator, or my moderators that I have put over certain channels. Do not come in Discord selling products. You will get kicked out. If you come in Discord violating any of the rules, you will get kicked out. This is not a community for y'all to push y'all stuff. It's a community of support that I have established so that I understand what information people are getting. If I want y'all to get false information, then y'all can stay on YouTube, right? But in Discord, everything that is in Discord is something that I have authorized to be there. If you come in there trying to sell your products, you're going to get booted out. If you come in there pushing other people's shit, you're going to get booted out. All right? We have to have regulations. All right? All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day. I'll see y'all on Discord, and then I will see you back here tomorrow. I will also be on TikTok today, y'all, posting my regular reels, because I do have a couple channel songs that came through this morning and messages about the divine masculine that I will channel on my TikTok. All right, so I will be posting TikTok reels today as well. Let's get that engagement on TikTok up as far as the reels, since I'm not live on TikTok this week. All right, y'all, have a blessed day. Love and light as always. The Lady Empath 1111. Have a beautiful day, y'all. All right, go to the stream room now, y'all. If anybody has problems with Discord, Marky is in there now. All right, go on over to Discord and get y'all self set up. All right, because I got to make sure y'all with us tomorrow night for the releasing ritual. All right, we got to let it go, y'all. We got to let it go. I love it. Have a beautiful day, y'all.